One half makes some luck. Bin men'll be working overtime.
Yeah, well, tell you what, it was a great rave up. Pity you got whisked away.
Yes, well, I must say, Bet Lynch put a very nice do on. And I thought I'd leave you young ones to your own devices.
Got you, haven't I? Disposing of the dead. Why the heck have you subbed that lot?
There's quite a few bottles left over.
No kidding, I'll be round later for a bevy. Hey, is it right what I heard about Alf being broken into?
Oh, yeah, the bobbies was there.
Fine start to the new year, isn't it? Do you know there's nothing sacred anymore? You'd think they'd call a truce over Christmas, wouldn't you?
Tea's brewed.
All right, love.
Hey, is your Terry up yet?
Don't ask me, kid. He never come home last night. Most likely shacked up with some young bird somewhere. Lucky devil.
Right. That's it then. We're all done and dusted. Yeah. Where did you want this spare booze stash in?
Oh, well, I don't want it on show. Folk might get the idea I've taken to drink. I think sideboard cupboard will be the best place. By the heck, there's enough here to stock a shop.
Hang on. I've got my running shoes on this morning. Oh. Morning, Councillor. Sorry to intrude. Are their bobbies still fingerprinted and so forth?
Well, not really, no. Actually, I've been up half the night myself.
Any clues? Any chance of an early arrest?
Well, no. From what they say, there was much chance of catching Lord Lucan.
Ah, well, this is it, you see. This is where these prevention schemes are so important.
Prevention schemes? Do me a favour. Look, I've got a locksmith coming tomorrow. Meantime, I'm putting a padlock on Pro Tem.
What the extent of your losses?
Well, it could have been worse, I suppose. It was all booze. About 10 or so bottles. Actually, it was 80 quid, though, just the same.
Well, you won't be the only one with a thick-head this morning, then, will you?
Likely not.
Oh, by the by, Happy New Year.
Oh, blimey. What a state. Happy New Year, Terence. 1987 has arrived. The year of the great leap forward, the year we plan to take off. Terry? Terry!
Oh.
Terry!
Oh.
Where am I? Oh, verily there's a life after death.
Take a running jump, will you?
Oh, God.
Never touch another drop of that again. Never.
Oh, you really tied one on, didn't you? Come on.
Yeah, well, that's me, innit?
The bird has flown, seemingly. I bet you weren't much use to her.
I don't remember.
Well, you still got your trousers on. Coffee any good for you?
Yes. Black. Steaming up, mate.
Shift your head.
Hey, bang the fire on, will you? Freezing cold in here.
I called for you. Your mum was dead worried. I said you probably ended up here. Hey, where did you get that mattress?
Come with a load of junk, didn't it? Had it stashed for ages. You never know you're looking at one horse town, as they say. Hey, you got any jobs on today?
We're still on holiday, for Pete's sake.
Sorry. Mine's a complete blank.
No kidding.
Hey?
Well, it would be, wouldn't it? Because if my theory's right, you've got a lot to blot out.
You're losing me, Curly.
Very prophetic, you could be right.
Listen, my head's giving me some terrible jip. I got a throat like a bear's backside. Just cut the riddles, will you? If you got some beef, come right out with it. Look, if I pinched your bird, I'm sorry, mate.
It wasn't a bird this time, Terry. This time it was booze.
Booze?
Yeah, that little bit of extra you got. Last night at Hilda's when supplies were running short.
Sorry, mate. Nothing clicked.
Oh, come on, Terry. You must remember all the hard stuff. Vodka, whiskey. You dived off and came back with a big box full.
Look, it's all news to me, but if you say so.
Well, where did you get it?
How the hell do I know?
Well, look, Terry, it was gone 11. Nothing was open, so where did you lay your hands on it?
Like I said, it's all news to me. Maybe I found it.
Well, here's some more news for you. The corner shop was turned over last night, looted. And whoever did it was just after booze, because that's all that went missing.
Oh. Oh, no.
You did it.
Yeah. Yeah, I did it. I went over the back gate and booted the back door in. Seemed like a laugh at the time.
You're an idiot.
I wasn't locking up.
Irony of it is, most of it is still at Hilda's. She thinks she's stocked up for the year.
Hey, listen, you're not going to grass on me.
No, I'm not gonna grasp, but it's bad though, innit, Terry? I mean, you could be for the high jump whether or not. I bet Kev's putting 2 and 2 together. And any road, I reckon Alf could recognise those bottles. I mean, he goes into Hilda's, she opens that sideboard and offers him a New Year's drink.
Well, that's a relief. I mean, bruises and cracked ribs are one thing, but I reckon it could have been a lot worse.
Oh, it could that. I mean, I'll be honest, Gail. If Martin had suffered any sort of permanent injury, how I'd have faced his parents, I don't know.
Here we are, safe and sound. We've done the round trip. Red Wreck, Railway Bridge, Jack Duckworth's pigeons.
Now then, here we are, sir. Would you like a biscuit? Come on, dip in. Did you like the pigeons? Did you?
I want a rabbit!
A rabbit! Oh, that's Ernie Ratcliffe that lives next door. He's taken to keeping rabbits. Anyway, come on. I promised Ivy and Brian I'd leave you with them while I go meet my mum for a New Year's drink.
Oh.
That's if she feels up to it after the break-in they've had.
Yeah, well, I'm meeting Mavis myself, so we might see you in the Rovers.
All right, you tell Martin I popped in to inquire, won't you? You give him my best wishes and everything.
Well, I will do if I can get past police cordon.
Oh, still baffled, are they?
More like puddled.
Oh, come on, Jenny. Given what you and Martin are able to tell them, it's no wonder they're puzzled.
Well, it's not that mysterious, is it? I mean, there was an oncoming car. I've never heard of Headlamp Dazzle. Any road, no one was crippled and Rita's all insured.
It's not that simple, Jenny. It's what might have happened. You and Martin might have been lying at death's door in some hospital and I'd have had to face his parents and your father.
You know, I thought it was me who was supposed to make a drama of everything.
It leaves a bad taste. You feel stained. It reminds me of 1952, Christmas, Catholic camp, when some thieving swine pinched a rum ration. Left a very bad taste.
Well, it would do. Supping enough rum for a regiment, wouldn't it?
The crime left a bad taste, not the rum.
And where, I asked myself, at such a vital time, were the heroes of the Home Watch?
Well, they were tated, weren't they? He'd be doing his bayonet practice with his toasting fork.
Oh, get off. Go and get your pots washed.
First binge of the year, is it, ladies?
Well, no, not exactly. We did see the old year out.
Oh, aye, on the tiles with Emily Bishop. Sleeping it off, is she? I reckon as she took off with some sailor.
I'll say one thing about 1987. The pattern's not changed.
Nor I'll wager has the drinks order. Yard of strong ale, triple whiskey on the rocks, am I right?
1 vodka slimline, 1 sweet cherry.
She must be confusing us with somebody else.
No, love, I'm just trying to boost sales. Oh, I clean forgot. I'm due a call from my broker. My minion will see to your wants. Jacko, see to these good time girls here.
Here's the broker's man.
Hey, sorry to hear about your car. Wrote off, wasn't it?
Well, technically, yeah.
Yeah, well, I was a bit surprised it turned over, being the class of car that it was.
Well, it depends who's at the wheel, surely.
Who is at the wheel and how they're driving, but I believe they give young Martin a clean bill of health, didn't they?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, if it's not driver error, it's got to be summit. Them cars don't turn over on its own, love.
I knew it. I says to Sally, it's got to be Terry. But she wouldn't have it, you know, having a weak spot for Incredible Hulks.
I just weren't her in the first storm, that's all.
Yeah, but how do we play it? I mean, do we leave Terry to sort it out on his jacks or what?
Well, what else can we do? All right, I mean, we're not going to go to the law, but still.
Still what?
Well, it's a big jump from that, isn't it? From shopping him to getting involved in what you might call a cover-up.
Yeah, fair enough. Hey, it's Mrs. Ogden I'm worried about.
Well, look, he's my partner, and if he gets nabbed, that's our operations down the tubes. Anyway, I'd wash my hands of him, but Sally's right. I mean, if it does hit the fan, it's Mrs. Ogden that's in the fallout zone.
Yeah, you're not kidding. I mean, where's the booze in it, for instance? It's in her flipping sideboard. I mean, say Percy Plod wanders in here and clocks that
All
one.
right, you made your point. So what's the plan?
Well, it's all evidence, isn't it? And we've got to get rid.
Yeah, good thinking.
Yeah. And what do we tell Mrs. O when she brings Dr. Lauder down here for cocktails?
Oh, blame me, yeah? Say I called and commandeered it. Say I knew who brought it and thought it ought to go back.
Yeah. Here, catch hold. Get it stuck up your jumpers and make tracks for cut. Yeah. Hey, Rommel, you get your head knocked off squatting behind the door. Not yourself.
Come on, then. Oh. Well, yeah, you send me flying one of these days. Go on, then.
Chilly out, is it?
Yeah, well, it's a bit sharp, love. Nice to be indoors and cosy.
Hey, I've got some chips in the oven. Me and Kev have just finished ours, but if you fancy being waited on...
Oh, well, seeing as we're all tidied up, why not? Thanks very much, love.
Right, you get yourself comfy and I'll trot the grub out.
Yeah. Where's Kevin gone, then?
Curly just called for him and they've, well, they've taken all that booze and stuff back.
Oh, you mean them spare bottles? Back where?
Well, to the rightful owners. You see, it turned out that Curly knew who'd fetched it. Well, with it being expensive stuff and that, well, we thought it should be returned.
Oh, I see. Yeah, well, maybe it's for the best. It'd only have been gathering dust in there.
Hey, I did find a bottle of baby sham down the chair. I think Lois fetched it and then she drank all our martini. Oh. Hey, do you fancy cracking that open?
Oh, do you know, you're a right tonic, love. Go on, then. I'll have a drop of bubbly with me chips.
I'm weary, I really am. I'm worn out. Not to say knackered. We was up all night, now guess what? He's gone and opened the flaming shop. Why has he got to punish himself?
Well, I mean, I suppose he can't rest if the police say they're coming back.
Oh, the police have done all they're going to do. Fingerprints are no good. They say it's not a professional job. Impulse, that's what they reckon. Someone runs short of booze, come knocking, we're shut, so they help themselves, don't they?
How do, ladies? All the best for the new year, even if it has started on what you might call a sour note.
Oh, I'll drink to that first.
I bet you would. And I'll buy you one on the duty calls. Mind you, I can offer a rare treat.
Oh.
A night out at the Social Services annual ball. Now, I'm selling tickets.
Oh, thanks, Percy. We'll think about it.
Oh, they're in demand, these. I can't save them.
Well, I'm sure Phyllis would like to have one.
Oh, do us a favour. Don't tell her, please.
Hey, Percy, were you at Hilda Ogden's party last night?
No, unfortunately, I had another commitment, but I believe it was a pretty lively do, eh? Lashings of booze, and from what I hear, Mrs. Ogden's got a sideboard full of leftovers.
Nice shout, is it? Hello?
Hi, Suits. I'm calling long distance from California. I believe you're pretty big over in the old UK.
Well, why not fly over and talk terms with us here at 20th Century Fox?
Well, if you're paying the airfare.
Oh, it's all on the national health, baby.
Hey, listen, I was just on my way up to see you. Will you be on your own?
This after? Oh, yeah.
Apart from all the nurses who are madly in love with me.
Hey, be serious. I mean, we've got to talk, and I don't want your mum and dad turning up.
Oh, well, they're coming tonight. Oh, and the big news is, I'm discharged tomorrow.
Hey, that's great. You've not been splints or anything, will you?
No splints, a few bandages.
I couldn't even persuade them to give me a crutch.
Hey, look, in case we get any questions before we can talk, we are still sticking to our story, aren't we?
Oh, they have been back to law.
Scratching their bullet heads, saying that they don't understand how it happened.
You know, they've got twisted minds, haven't they? They don't believe anybody. But I don't know how you can joke, you know, it worries me sick.
Well, I joke on the gallows, mate, you know that. Look, I half admitted to him that I had my foot down a bit, you know.
Being anxious to get you home and so on.
You mean like speeding? Yeah. Well, speeding wouldn't be so bad, would it?
Yeah, well, that's what I thought. So, hopefully they'll buy that and be merciful. Hello? Hello? Look, I've got no more 10p's left.
Jenny, do you want to ring us back at this number?
No, I'll see you in about half an hour, all right, see you.
Hey, who is that?
Martin, good news, really. He's all right to leave hospital as of tomorrow.
Glad to hear it. I've invited Mavis for a tea. Hope we've got plenty in.
Oh, well, I promised I'd go and see Martin, so I've got a dash.
Is it any clearer? To Martin? How the accident happened?
Well, the latest thing seems to be speeding.
Was he speeding?
Well, how do I know? I don't sit there staring at flipping speedometer.
If Martin was speeding, you wouldn't lie to protect him, would you, Jenny?
There you go, lie. Protect him. Making it all sound dead heavy. Nobody was hurt. I don't see the need for all these questions, all this arm twisting.
All I'm saying, Jenny, is don't, for Pete's sake, start hiding things from the police. Oh. Jenny! I'll just nip up the yard. I suppose they'll all be there rabbiting on as usual.
Oh, just as I've got settled. Now, who's that?
Hey, you sit where you are. I'll get it on my way out.
All right, I'll...
Hello, love. Hilda, is she?
Yeah, just go through. It's off, Mrs. O. I'll see you tea time.
Right, all love. Oh, afternoon. Oh, and Happy New Year, if I haven't wished it to you previous.
I don't think you have, love. Same to you and all.
Oh, thanks very much. Oh, take a pew.
Oh, ta. Just having a rest, are you, after all the hijinks and that?
Yeah, well, I must admit it's been a bit hectic. I'd offer you a drop of sherry, only I'm afraid it all got supped at me party.
Oh, is that right? I heard you were pretty flush as far as the booze and that went.
Oh, by the left. News soon gets round, doesn't it?
Aye, it does, aye. As a matter of fact, that's what brought me round for a word.
Oh, yeah. I suppose what with your break-in, you'll not have much left on your shelves, will you?
Not a lot, no. So I was wondering if I could have a look at the stuff you've got left.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, but it's got taken back to the folk what fetched it. It was pricey stuff, you know, whiskey and vodka and that. Oh, none of your bottles of cider and such.
Who were these folk then, Hilda?
Well, folk what come to my party, you know, guests like.
Oh, yeah. You wouldn't happen to have any of the names, would you, by any chance? You know, they weren't all invited, were they? I mean, there were no gate crashers around.
I'm sorry, I don't get your drift.
No, it's just that this stuff that you had sounds like the stuff that was pinched from my shop.
Oh, aye?
No, I don't want to sound offensive, Hilda, but you can see it, can't you? You know, somebody at your party gets the idea and...
I see. Come round on the snoop, have you?
Now, don't get on your high horse, Hilda.
I'm not getting on my high horse. I'm just being straight. You can take it from me, there were no thieves in this house last night.
How could you be sure about that, Hilda? They don't all walk about with striped jerseys or carrying jemmies.
I'm telling you, let that be enough.
All right, love. I'm sorry if I've upset you, but I'm upset and all you know about it. Anyway, I'll see myself out.
All the nerve.
There's some kind of soul in me and Hanky. I can feel the tears coming. I think I'm going to weep.
What are you doing round here, any road?
Well, I come to borrow a quid, but since you're so flush, you can make it a tenner. Now, come on. Tell me you're only kidding. It's only cold tea, isn't it?
It's whiskey, scotch, and you haven't seen this. It was whiskey. And this is vodka. And like he says, no publicity.
Yeah, see the looks, Mr. Duckworth, or it could be curtains. What is this? Where am I? Chicago? Am I being measured up for a concrete overcoat or something? Why are they doing this terrible thing?
Well, it's them drains. They needed fumigating and they've got no disinfectant.
Yeah, plus there's a newt down there. And you know what newts are like if you can't get a drink.
I did the job at Al's, didn't I? I knocked his shop over. You got it? The penny dropped.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Stoned out my mind, thinking I'm Superman. That's the evidence which I'm getting rid of. Booze down the drain. I'll smash these bottles and take them to the tip. Any comment? Right. Thanks, gang, for sticking by me. See yous later, OK? See yous.
Hey, it's not fungus, is it?
No way.
Right, shattered him.
I'm a bit sick myself. Who else knows?
Hopefully just us.
And that's the way it's got to stay. We're all in this now.
Well, the way you're going on, you'll not have any customers left. I mean to say, when you spend what I spend in this shop, you don't expect to get your good name molested.
Now, be fair, Hilda.
We're not saying you break in here pinching booze, Hilda. Christmas puddings, perhaps.
Phew, I wouldn't have your puddings thrown
Now,
at me.
come on, ladies, let's simmer down, shall we?
Well, tell Lady Muck here to mind her remarks, then.
We don't want any slanging matches.
It's not me, it's what my lady come in for, isn't it?
Excuse me. I come in for half a pound of thick ham, best butter and a cucumber. And if you haven't got the manners to keep a civil tongue in your head...
But it's no good getting on your high horse. It's plain as a pikestaff where that booze went.
Ladies, look, let's keep our temper, shall we? Now, let's just examine the facts.
Never mind the facts. Nobody's accusing me of harbouring criminals.
Nobody is accusing you, Hilda. It could have been a gate crasher.
Let's face it, you had a right houseful, and some of them were obviously rum beggars.
They happen to be friends of Kevin and Sally. In any case, you've got a brass neck. A woman of your reputation slandering bits of innocent kids.
Hey.
I see. Well, if you think it's necessary.
So do me.
Well, thanks for keeping me informed. Good afternoon.
I'm not too early, but I thought I'd better earn my keep and give you a hand with the tea things. Not bad news, is it?
Oh, that were police. They want to keep the car for what they call an engineer's report.
Is that normal?
Well, it seems fairly routine. If there are no witnesses, no clear-cut reason for the accident, and if they're going to prosecute.
Prosecute? Oh, that sounds grim. What would the charge be?
Dangerous driving, I suppose.
Oh, dear. Rita, do you get the impression that they don't believe Martin's account?
Well, obviously they don't. And to be honest, Mavis, neither do I. In my opinion, Martin's not being straight. Jenny's telling fibs to cover up for him. I suppose he thinks he's being clever while he's in for a shock.
Poor lad.
Poor lad? I'll give him, poor lad. I trust him, I lend him my car, then he starts putting his foot down and showing off. Well, they could have both been killed. As far as I'm concerned, Mavis, the little twerp deserves to be prosecuted.
gotta be faced down. I mean, you wouldn't have to be a ferret, would you? You could nip over Hilda's back door and into ours like greased lightning and no trouble.
I reckon you could be right, love, but look, let's forget all about it. All I want to do is get home and get my feet up.
Hey, I'll hang about. Look at that box there.
Hey?
Well, that one there, if that's not one of ours, I don't know what it is.
Oh, it could be, aye.
Could be, and that's our code number.
Hey, you're right, it is. I'll tell you something else, and I'll swear that box was in the corner shop last thing on New Year's Eve.
And Hilda's just done her shopping, hasn't she? We didn't give her a box.
No.
Go on, nip in there and grab it.
Oh, I don't know if we're entitled.
Oh, don't be so soft, it's evidence. The bin men could be round first thing in the morning.
Oh, right. Keep a lookout.
All right.
Oh, it's, the box.
I beg your pardon?
The box. It's my box.
Come again?
It's got my number on, you know, me from the wholesalers. X23, that's how I know it's my box.
Have you gone mental or what? Prowling round folks' bins after bits of boxes. You want your bumps feeling?
I'm sorry, love, I should have knocked, yeah. But we just happened to be passing, yeah.
Just passing, creeping round the back ginnel.
I've been putting a lock on my back door. So we're coming back this way, and like I say, we just happened to be passing, and I saw my box. And this could be evidence.
Evidence?
This box was in my shop last thing on New Year's Eve. I'll swear to that. And whoever took this turned my shop over.
You're pots for rags, you are. All right, so you got burgled. You've no need to go around accusing folk like a man demented.
Ah, well, I'll take the box anyway, if you don't mind.
Take it off. We don't want it burnt.
Oh, hello. I might have known you'd not be far off egging him on. Go on, take it then. Take the old bin if you want. Have a good route. You might find something for your tea.
We'll just take the box, thanks, Hilda. Look, we don't want to fall out with you. But somebody from your party did Alf's shop, and I reckon this proves it. And another thing, Alf. If someone had busted into my shop and ought off nigh on 80 quid's worth of booze, I'd want to put the finger on them like yesterday.
You think I don't?
I'm beginning to wonder, love, I honestly am. I mean, we found your box in Hilda's backyard. There was all that booze that was left over mysteriously disappeared.
Yeah, all right. Oh, morning, love.
Morning.
Yeah, all right. So, it does seem to point in one direction. But look, Hilda is an old friend of mine. I mean, the least I can do is let her try to get to the bottom of it herself before I start calling the police in again.
And you think she will? You think whoever pinched that booze is going to own up? Do you, honestly?
Love it.
Oh, hello.
Hello, love. Well, you're an early bird, aren't you?
I've been awake since the crack of dawn, Alf. I suppose it must be all the excitement of another fun-packed day ahead of me. Anyway, I was lying in bed wondering whether to pamper my body with ass's milk or do last night's washing up, when I suddenly realised I was definitely going short of something.
Oh, why?
That's right, that's why I'm here. Cornflakes. I realised I'd melted in for my breakfast. I don't suppose you've heard any more?
What about, love?
The break-in.
Oh, no,
well.
no. Oh, yes, love. What can I do for you?
Is that it?
Hey?
Pots.
Oh, yeah. What's Kevin up to up there?
Oh, he's just getting ready for work, isn't he?
He's taking his time about it.
He doesn't know anything, Mrs. Ogden. Neither of us do.
No, so you said. But somebody does, and that's for sure.
The bus is ready.
Yeah, Kev, they're in the back. I'll get them.
No, you stop here a minute, the pair of you. Now, nobody's going anywhere till I get some straight answers to some straight questions. Like how that box of Alf Roberts has come to be in my house.
Look, Mrs. Ogden, we've told you, it's nothing to do with us. It's not our problem.
No, it's going to be my problem, though, isn't it, when the police are brought in? So if you two know naught about it, we've got to find out who does.
How?
Well, everybody who come to that party was either a friend of you two or of Terry and Curly.
Yeah?
Yeah. So if you two can't throw any light on the matter, happen your friends can.
What, Terry and Curly?
That's right. So if you wouldn't mind going to fetch them, Kevin, the sooner we have this out, the better for all concerned.
Oh, no.
Yes, no time like the present, is there? I doubt if they'll have left for work yet.
Better do as she says, Kev.
Yeah, if you say so.
that bathroom all day. I have got work to go to, you know.
I'm coming, Anna.
Oh, hello, love. Come in.
Hello, I'll not keep you. I just dropped some off at my mum's and I thought I'd pop in while I was passing.
Right, love, what can I do for you?
Well, it was Jenny I wanted to see.
I'm very glad I am to hear it too. Anything to get her out of that bathroom. Jenny!
All right, I'm coming. Oh, hiya.
Gail wants a word with you.
Yeah, that's right. How are you feeling now, anyway? Oh, I'm all right, thanks. Reckon I'll live.
Thank your lucky stars for that.
So what can I do for you? Well, I was wondering if you felt up to doing a few hours' work. You'd be doing me a great favour if you did. At the cafe? I mean, it wouldn't be full-time, but with Martin being off, I could do with an extra pair of hands to help out over the busy spells. That'd be great. When do you want me to start?
She doesn't.
Hey?
I'm sorry, the answer's no.
Well, I haven't got anything else to do.
No, Jenny, and that's final.
But why?
I haven't time to discuss it now. I'm sorry, Gail, you'll have to excuse me. I'm late as it is.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I caused any trouble. I didn't mean to. I just thought it'd be the best arrangement for everybody. It seems you're wrong, doesn't it? Yeah, all right. I'll see you.
Right. Charlotte.
Well, thanks. Thanks a lot. And what gives you the right to start running my life for me?
Because I happen to think that the less you see of Martin Platt from now on, the better.
I wouldn't be seeing him, would I? She wants me to work there while he's off.
That won't stop him going in the cafe. He doesn't have to work there, you know.
I don't believe I'm hearing this.
Well, you'd better believe it, lady, because you are not working in that cafe, and that's the end to it.
Morning.
Oh, morning.
Mrs. Ogden. Hope this isn't going to take too long. I've got to be in Prestwich in 20 minutes.
Yes, and I've got to get to Mrs. Lowther's and all, so the sooner we get this over and done with, the better. Now, come on. What's been going on?
Nothing's been going on. That's right.
That's not what Alf Roberts reckons. He reckons it was somebody from here what nicked his booze. And whoever it was used that box to carry it from the shop.
Well, he's whistling through his navel, isn't he?
He knows when that box was delivered to him, Terry. And he's pretty sure that that box was in his shop when he locked up on New Year's Eve.
He's pretty sure? What kind of evidence is that?
Oh, now look, Terry, I'm not saying for 1 minute that any of you had out to do with it. But Alf Roberts is convinced it was somebody at the party what broke into his shop.
Well, he's going to have to prove it, Mrs. Ogden. I'm sorry, but I can't help you. And I can't think of anybody else who can. So if that's all there is, we've got to be going. Come on. Sorry, Mrs. Ogden. See you.
Pint of milk.
You could be right, Jack. What do you say, Percy?
No doubt about it.
I mean, I'm taking one. Put it on Alvira's order.
Oh, no, just a minute. No, I've had strict instructions from Vera. If I stick anything of yours on her order, she's going to take the order book.
All right, all right. I get the message.
£3.40, please, Percy. Hello, love.
There are your keys, Chuck. I've left the car outside. By the way, could do with some more petrol.
Well, didn't you put any in?
Well, it wouldn't need any petrol if I put some in, would it?
In it? Blooming marvellous.
No word from Madam Ogden, I suppose.
No, not yet.
Hey, your lad were at that party, weren't he?
Party?
Ogden's New Year's Eve.
So what if it was?
Well, I just wondered if he mightn't have noticed out.
Like what?
Yeah, like what?
Well, we have reason to believe that whoever did the shop on New Year's Eve was at that party.
Yeah.
Oh, not you're saying, Councillor. That's a very serious allegation, is that?
Yes, we do know what we're saying, Percy, thank you. Got evidence, haven't we, Alf?
Evidence?
Yeah, we found this box of cement in Hilda's yard, and I'm willing to swear that it was in this shop last thing at night.
Now, how the heck would you know that? Surely one box looks like any other.
Not to a grocer, it doesn't.
No. Well, anyway, we reckon that whoever used the box used it to carry the stuff from the shop.
Yeah, well, I'll mention it to our Teddy if I see him, but I don't think he'll be much help. I mean, he was that pie-eyed, he'd hardly remember his own flipping name that night.
Well, you know what you're saying, Councillor. You know, I mean, I know some of these youngsters don't come up to much by our standards, but I'll tell you this, most of them are as honest as the day's long. And I'll tell you something else for nout. If you were suggesting that Hilda is running some sort of house of ill repute...
Nobody's suggesting anything of the sort, Percy.
I hope not, because it's a very serious offence, is that libel.
Slander.
Aye, and that's a no.
Look, we're not saying it's anyone from round here. Just somebody that were at the party. I mean, that's the way it looks.
Yeah, well, I can't help you, and I don't think our Teddy can. And I've got better things to do than stand here and listen to this lot.
Ah, me and all, but I'll keep me to the ground, of course. But I think you're barking up the wrong tree. Good morning, Councillor. Mrs...
Roberts.
Thanks.
Are you satisfied now?
No, I'm not. Still think it's someone at that party, and I still think you should get on the phone to the police. Because you can wait till next Preston Gill for Hilda Ogden to come up with something.
Oh, just an orange juice, please, Bet.
Though after the morning I've had, nobody could blame me if I went completely overboard.
Not a sweet Sheriff.
Oh, it's not funny, Bet.
Who's been upsetting you this time?
Oh, it's Rita, isn't it? She's been snapping at me like a bad-tempered terrier ever since she got in this morning. All I did was ask her how Jenny was, and she nearly bit me head off.
Well, she has had a lot to put up with lately. I mean, it's hardly surprising she should snap sometimes. Her car's wrecked, Jenny's hurt, her dad's on the other side of the world. It's hardly the ideal recipe for a happy and contented life, is it?
Why pick on me?
Well, she don't blast off at you, else has she got?
Oh, thank you very much, Bet. That makes me feel a lot better.
Well, is he coming or isn't he?
I don't know. I'm not his flaming keeper. He told me to expect him when I see him.
Yeah, well, someone's got to put him straight, and that's for sure. Poor Mrs. Hill's going spare. We worry about the thought of what she'll do if the police are brought in.
You've got to get him to own up to Curly for all our sakes.
Are you kidding?
No, she isn't. I mean, you've got Percy ferreting round. Jack knows what's been going on. Alf and Audrey are beginning to smell a dirty grape rat. I mean, how long does he reckon it'll be before the all does come out?
Yeah, Kev's right. I mean, Terry's sorry for what he did. Well, I reckon the sooner the better.
You do you?
Well, don't you?
Well, I did until I started thinking about it.
About what?
About where all this leaves us.
Not with you.
Look, Sally, we're not whiter than white, you know. We're all accessories. We all know who did it. We're all guilty of withholding information, destroying the evidence, perverting the course of justice. So you think on it. If this little lot does blow up in our faces, it won't be just Terry who's on the rack.
I'll see to these. You get back if you want.
Ta, that'll be handy.
Well, I haven't got anything else to do, have I?
I'll get it.
Mrs. Fairclough.
Well, don't look so surprised, Martin. I do live here.
I thought you'd be at work.
I take it wasn't me you come to see then.
No, it was Jenny, actually.
Martin! When did they let you out?
Oh, they sent me home this morning.
Oh, how do you feel now?
Well, I'm a bit dodgy on my pins, but I'm a lot better than I was.
Well, that's somewhat, I suppose. I'm very glad to hear it.
Yeah, well, I was dead lucky, I suppose. Well, we both were. Things could have been a lot worse.
A lot worse?
Well, they could have, couldn't they?
Don't you think things are bad enough, lady? He wrecks my car. He could have killed himself and you into the bargain.
He didn't do it on purpose, you know. It was an accident.
Yes, so I've heard. Well, for your information, lady, accidents don't just happen. They're caused. And I, for one, am not totally convinced that a car takes it into its head to leave the road for no apparent reason.
Look, I don't know how it happened, Mrs. Fairclough. It all happened that quick, just like I told the police.
I know what you told the police, and I know what you told me and all. How you'd look after Jenny, how you'd take care of her, and I was mug enough to fall for that.
Look, I've said how sorry I am, and I am. I'm really sorry, Mrs. Fairclough. I don't see what else I can do.
I'll tell you what you can do, laddie. You can take yourself out of this house and out of Jenny's life and stay out of it. Right out of it. Got it?
Hey, you can't do that.
Just try me, lady. I said got it?
Yeah, I've got that. I'll have a word with my partner when he gets back, and then I'll ring you back with the price, okay? Oh, yeah, it'll be today. All right, then. Okay, ta-ra now. Thanks a lot, bye. The library is open, you know, Percy.
Eh?
I find it far more interesting reading than that lot.
What would I want to read your mail for? I've just called to tell you I've done you a favour. I don't know why I bother now.
And how could you possibly do me a favour?
I've stuck up for you, haven't I? You and them mates of yours.
Well, thanks very much, Percy, but I think I can fight my own battles.
Not with the fort behind your back, you can't.
Just what are you on about?
You know what Councillor Roberts going around saying, don't you? That missing booze of his was nicked by somebody at Hill Ogden's party.
I had heard a buzz, yeah. He wants to watch what he's saying as our Councillor Roberts.
Exactly what I told him. I mean, I know young people aren't everybody's cup of tea, and half of them look though they could do with a good scrubbing. But that doesn't give him the right to go around accusing people just because he doesn't like the look of them, not without proof.
And you told him that, did you?
Certainly.
Well, thanks very much, Percy. It's very much appreciated.
You're welcome. Anyway, I'll be off. I just thought you had a right to know what was being put about by folk who ought to know better.
Yeah.
I'll see you.
See you, Percy. Thanks a lot.
Hi. Hi.
What did he want? Come to warn us about the evil things that Alf Roberts putting about.
What, Percy did?
Yeah, I mean, you would not credit this, Curls, but he reckons that it was somebody from Hilda's party that stole that booze from his shop.
It's nothing to joke about, Terry. You do realise that Mrs. Ogden's going out of her mind with worry, don't you? And to tell you the truth, I'm not over the moon myself. Alf Roberts, he's no fool, you know.
Alf Roberts can think what he likes. So he found a box. What does that prove?
Yeah, well, maybe the police might take a different view.
Only if somebody opens a big trap. If we all keep that firmly buttoned, it can't prove a thing.
I could have got that for you if you'd said.
Oh, I never thought, love.
Hey, Alf Roberts hasn't been having a go at you again, has he?
Well, he says he's going to tell the police about finding that box in my yard.
He said he'd give us some time to sort it out.
Yes, well, he reckons if we were going to do out about it, we'd have done it by now.
Aye, and I know he's put that in his head and all. It's that wife of his. Oh, she can't wait to put the boot in, can she?
Well, he's not got a lot of choice, you know. I mean, he's had his shop broke into and stuff stolen. He's got every right to find out who it was and make 'em pay.
Aye, well, they're not going to find anything here, that's for sure. So there's no way they can blame you for what happened.
Oh, I know that. Not going to stop 'em coming, though, is it? Asking questions, giving folks something to talk about. Oh, it's them Ogdens again. What have they been up to now? Of course, I know it'll not be the first time. I mean, when you've been married to a fella like my Stan with his daft ideas for over 40 years, you get to expect it, but... Well, I thought all that was behind me now. And this has to go and happen. Oh, why can't folk leave us alone?
Come on, it's not like that.
It's times like these I miss him most, you know. I know he was a great idle lump for most of the time, but... Well, he gave me strength enough for both of us, did Stan. But now...
Yeah, I know. Hey, you're not on your own, though. You've still got me and Kev.
Yes, I have, haven't I? Ah, thanks, Sally, love. Hey, I don't know where I'd be without you two.
Come on, get this tea down your throat. It goes stone cold.
Every woman, every man, join the caravan of love. Stand.
Come on through.
She's still on.
I told you when I phoned she wouldn't be back before 6.
Still don't like it coming round here, Jenny.
Look, I've got to talk to you.
It's not the police, is it?
No, not the police. It's about you and me.
Huh?
I just want you to know that whatever Rita says, I'm going to go and see you.
You got me round here to tell me that?
Yes, I have. Happens to mean a lot to me, Martin. I was hoping it might mean a lot to you, too.
Well, Jenny, I've been doing a lot of thinking since dinner time. And I reckon Rita was right. Maybe we should stop seeing each other.
You don't mean that?
Well, yeah, I do. Well, for a while, anyway. We've been very lucky up to now.
Lucky?
Yeah, dead lucky. And I think we're getting off very lightly. And I'd like it to stay that way. And if we've got to keep our heads down for a while, well, that's just the way it's got to be, isn't it?
You reckon, do you?
Yeah.
With the police still asking questions about the crash, not entirely happy that it was all we cracked it up to be, and Rita beginning to have her suspicions and all.
Yeah?
Yeah. She is far from satisfied that it happened the way we told it.
Well, she doesn't know about you driving, though, does she?
And she doesn't know any more than I've told her. But she's certainly got suspicions. So you see, it's more important than ever that we stick together. Just to make sure that if there are any questions, our story's tally. And we can't afford to slip up now. So whatever Rita or anybody else says, we've got to go on seeing each other. So we might as well make the most of it, eh?
Sarah? Hiya, mate.
On your top?
Yeah. Gilly's skived off the Stockport on a delivery run. He asked me, it's just an excuse to pick that lowest bird up.
Said any more about Alf Roberts being on the warpath?
He did mention it. Started to get all moral. Soon clammed up when I mentioned that he wouldn't come out of it smelling of roses neither.
How long do you reckon you can last out with a copper sniffing round, Terry? How long do you reckon it's going to take him to flush it out?
Well, they haven't got an open L, not if everybody keeps stum. They'll never pin it on me.
Oh, and that's all you care about, is it your skin?
It's not just me, pal. It's you and all. You're in this up to your armpits.
Yeah, well, it's not me I'm thinking about, is it? It's Mrs. Ogden. I mean, she's going spare there, worrying about what's going to happen if the coppers come poking round. People yakking on behind the back, whispering, pointing fingers. She might even be done as an excess
Don't
of
be
it.
so stupid. It's not going to come to that.
Yeah, well, I happen to think there's a good chance that it will. And I'm not happy, Terry, because Mrs. Ogden happens to be a bit special to me. And I would have thought after all she'd done for you in your time, you'd show a bit more towards her feelings and all.
What do you expect me to do?
Well, that's up to you, innit? But if you saw the state she was in when I got home from work tonight, you'd think you're something and sharpish. That's if you had a grain of decency in you.
Well, that might just be the problem. Because when you've got mates like I have, decency's not a word that counts so much, is it?
35 pence to you, please.
And worth every penny. After the day I've had today, it's a wonder I've got any legs left.
Do you think you should be working so hard with the baby?
I shouldn't be working at all, ladies, but I haven't got much choice, have I, with Martin?
Have you not managed to get anybody else, then?
Not yet, no. I don't suppose your Betty feels like a change of scenery for a couple of weeks.
You know what you can do, don't you? Mind you, we might be able to do a deal with Jacko. You can have him on a free transfer.
Oh, no, Tal, we've got to make some profit. Mavis, do you feel like taking the weight off your legs? Because this little fella feels like a ton weight.
I'm sorry, I never thought. Yeah, come on. Actually, I might not be stopping long because I'm waiting for Emily, really.
Snap, I'm waiting for me mum. Oh, as if she remembers I'm here.
How's Martin?
Well, still a bit shaky, which is only to be expected, I suppose. And Rita ran out. You know, she's told him to stay away from Jenny.
Yes, I do know. Mind you, you can't really blame her, because he could have killed her, couldn't he?
Well, I still can't help feeling sorry for him. He wouldn't hurt a fly, wouldn't Martin? I still find it hard to believe.
The accident, you mean?
He's such a careful driver. And from the way he tells it, I just can't see how it happened.
Well, that's what Rita was saying. But, I mean, if he can't remember properly, well, we'll never know, will we?
Hi. Pint, please, and whatever Sally's having.
Yeah, I'll have the same again, please. No need to ask you how you went on.
Still reckons if we stay still, everything will be okay.
Well, he's right and all, isn't he?
Oh, he isn't flaming well right. Mrs. Ogden's worrying herself to death over it.
Before your flaming halo crash, you've got to remember who helped him get rid of half the stuff, don't you?
Oh, so this is where you're hiding yourself.
Oh, you did remember I was here then?
Get her, my own daughter. What you having?
No, fine, thanks, honey.
I wish I was. Unless I get a gin and tonic down me, I'll not make the end of the street. Mavis, what about you?
I'm fine, honestly, thanks.
This is a cheap round. I shall make it a big one.
Yes, Audrey, love.
Oh, a gin and tonic, please. Better make it a big one.
Celebrating, are you leaving your husband?
Oh, put ideas into my head. Actually, it's been the kind of day you probably wouldn't notice if I did. Sometimes think the only way to get his attention is to disguise myself as a tin of peas. If he hasn't got enough on his plate without all this break-in business.
He's not the only one, you know. Mrs. Ogden isn't exactly over the moon about this.
Well, she should be a bit more choosy, the kind of folk she lets into her house then, shouldn't she?
Hang on a minute, if you're talking about me and Sally...
No, love, no. I'm not suggesting for 1 minute that you had anything to do with it, but come on. Parties are parties, aren't they? And with the best will in the world, you can't keep your eye on everybody that turns up. But one thing I know, and it's a pound to a pinch of muck, that whoever robbed my husband came from that party. And frankly, I'm not going to rest till he or she are behind bars where they belong.
£3 and 4 pence, please.
I've got the 4p if it'll help.
Oh, Tyler.
To be honest, I didn't think I'd catch you.
Well, another couple of minutes you wouldn't have done.
Well, I was hoping Jenny might have picked this lot up this afternoon. Must have slipped her mind.
How is she?
Oh, she's over the worst now, thanks. Me that's going through it at the moment, Al. Were we this much trouble when we were young, Al? Because if we were, I don't remember.
There's no point in asking me, love. I don't even remember being young.
Oh, get off. See you, Al. Good, Al.
We're shot! Oh, come in, Terry. Get what you want quickly. I've been trying to look up for the last 20 minutes.
I've not come to buy out.
I'm not with you.
That box you found in Ogden's backyard.
Yeah, what about it?
Have you told the coppers about it yet?
I've not had time to do out today, lad. What's it to you, anyway?
Well, I reckon I can save you the trouble. I know did your shop.
Oh, yeah? Well, come on, I'm waiting.
You're looking at him.
What, you? You broke in and pinched my booze?
Look, I know it was a stupid thing to do, but it was New Year's Eve, wasn't it? I was well tanked up, we ran out of booze. I suppose it was just bravado on my part. I'm very sorry. To save you any more hassle, here I am.
Well, what am I supposed to say to that, Terry? Thank you very much, I'm very grateful. Shall I take an advert out in the paper thanking you?
Look, it never would have happened if I'd been sober, would it? I just got carried away. Look, I'll pay for the damage to your back door. I'll pay for all the booze, every last drop of it, right? So if we can just keep it between you and me...
You what?
Well, there's no harm done, is there?
No harm done? I've had the police... Look, we'll just have to see what they have to say about it.
Oh, come on, you're not going to shop me. I've said I'm sorry.
Well, it's a bit late for that, isn't it?
Sorry.
Stop apologising, Jenny.
Well, I am, though.
Yes, I know you are. You've told me once, you've told me 100 times. You keep saying sorry, won't bring my car back. I'll make Martin better.
I know.
Besides, you don't cut much ice when you've been singing your brains out 2 seconds before.
No, sorry.
Jenny.
All right, I'm not. Well, I'm in your handbook.
Oh, go and boil yourself eggs or something.
Oh, no time off breakfast. Can I get you anything, though?
No, thank you.
More toast?
No, this is plenty.
Tea?
No, thanks.
Cornflakes?
Do you know what I'd really like, Jenny?
What?
A 5 minutes piece to eat this in. How about that?
Fine.
And then you can wash the pots.
Oh. Hey, do you know what, right? I finished my round ages ago. Only I put the mirror in 13 Kitchener, and he has the express. So I had to ring the doorbell and wait for him to climb out of his pit so he could give me back. Oh, sorry. Do you know, I think I should take up knitting or something?
Good idea.
No, I'll tell you what. I'll go and make my bed. How about that for history?
Wonders will never cease. Hello?
Hello, Rita.
Yes? Alan! Hey!
How are you?
I'm fine. Where are you?
I'm in Munich, actually.
Munich? What are you doing in Munich?
Well, I'm on my way back. I've been trying to ring you.
Is it my dad?
Now, listen, I can only talk for a second. I'm due at Manchester at 2:05. So can you meet me? Can you
Oh,
pick me up?
Alan, I can't. I'm without a car.
Oh, why is that, love?
Well, it's a long story. I'll tell you when you get here.
Okay, well, don't worry. Look, I'll get a taxi or something.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
No, that's okay. How's Jenny?
Oh, she's fine, Alan. She's very well. She's here. She's... Oh. Did you hear that?
He's coming home, isn't he?
Yeah, this afternoon. Isn't that great?
Yeah, great. You know what this means, don't you? He's going to find out.
Have you seen my bag out, Surrey?
Yes, there.
Oh, Sam. I'll be having Baldwin after me again. I'm going to be 5 seconds late. Have you seen my cigs?
No.
What's up with you out, Surrey? You just look as if you've read your gravestone.
Nothing's up.
Not sickening throat, are you?
No.
Look at that, Ed. 1. There were 4 in there last night.
Mum,
Do you know, Ed had took his granny's teeth in. Maybe they thought they'd been withheld.
Mum, have you got a minute?
Oh, I'm late already, out, Surrey. Baldwin will skin me.
Okay.
What's up, Surrey, love?
It's just that,
Just what?
I'm reckoning on the police coming out to see us. It was me that did Alf's shop.
Oh,
I took them 10 bottles of booze out of Kevin and Sally's party.
Surrey, what were you thinking
I was
of?
drunk, wasn't I?
And what kind of reasoning's that?
I know. I'm sorry.
Were you on your own?
Yeah. I told Alf and all.
You've told him?
Yeah.
And what did he say?
Quite a lot.
He's getting police on you, is there? Well, didn't you offer to pay him back?
Of course.
But he won't have it?
Says he's not going to leave it at that anyway.
No, well, he wouldn't, would he? Him and his precious little shop.
Oh, don't start calling him. It's not going to help matters, is it?
No, I suppose not. When you think about it, who can blame him? Oh, Surrey, love, I just...
What's going on?
Nothing.
It's all right. He knows already.
Oh, he knows, does he?
Oh, about that, yeah.
And what you going to do about it, eh? Sweet Fanny Adams, I suppose.
Well, there's nothing I can do about it, is there? He's already gone and told Alf Roberts. What do you want me to do? Turn the clocks back to before it happened? I never thought a lad of mine had pulled such a daft stroke as that. Where he gets it from?
Well, I'll tell you where he gets it from. There were 4 in here last night. Look, where are they now, eh? There ain't much to bit between pair of you. Only difference is, after he goes down road to steal, not you. You steal from your own house, from your own wife. That's where he gets it from, Jack Duckworth. You!
Oh, yeah, it's £1.30, Mrs. Ogden.
This what's right, and
No, you give me 1.15.
Have I?
Yes, look, the pound 10.5.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was a 20p. Oh, you'll have to give us change then.
Right. You're not quite yourself today then, Mrs. Ogden.
Well, it's just hanging over me, all this.
What?
This robbery business. Seems it was somebody at my party, and, well, the more I think about it, it probably was. That means they'll say I were accessible after the fact, as like as not.
Well, whatever happens, they can't blame you for anything.
Oh, makes you feel you can't trust anybody, though, doesn't it?
I wouldn't say that.
Oh, you've only got to read the papers. It's everywhere.
Well, I think people can read too many papers. I mean, some of the headlines I have to serve over this counter, I blush, I do.
Not much of a start to the year, is it?
No. Well, anyway, at least Rita's happy. Alan Bradley's due back today.
Oh, today, is it? Oh, yeah, well, she will be pleased, won't she?
Oh. Hello, Rita. I was just saying to Mrs. Ogden that Alan's back today.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, that's good news, isn't it?
Yes, it is good news, particularly for Jenny. But I've just heard some that isn't. Did you know the person who robbed Alf Roberts' shop has confessed?
Oh, no. It wasn't somebody at my party, was it?
I'm afraid it was, Hilda. Terry Duckworth.
Thank you, love. Happy New Year.
Thank you, thank you.
Now then, Vera.
Hello, Alf. I've come about, you know...
Is it about your lad?
Do you know, and Aona told me this morning, Alf, I just can't believe it.
Is that right?
Look, he were drink, Alf. He didn't know what he were doing.
Still made him a criminal, though, didn't it?
He's no, Alf, honest, he's no. I mean, he's never done out like this before.
Well, how many times do you need to become a criminal?
Look, he'll pay you back, Alf. I'll pay you back. Only you'll not get police on him, will you?
Well, to be quite honest, Vera, I can't think of any good reason why not.
Well, you know him, don't you? And if you get your money back, I mean, what's different? I mean, why get them involved?
Because, Vera, I have to live in this neighbourhood like a lot of other decent folk, and I know you're his mother, but as far as I'm concerned, he's a bad lot.
Look, once, Alf, that's all.
Well, what's going to happen next time he fancies a drink after hours?
Look, how much does he owe you, Alf? How much for it?
Well, it's about £200. Look, the money's neither here nor there. Well, it is like, but... Look, see... If I don't go to the police, what happens? He's burgled my shop. You pay for the damages done, and he gets off scot-free. Now, that doesn't sound so bad, does it? I think if I was him, I'd have another bash.
Look, he's not like that.
He was like that when he burgled my shop. What's changed him?
Look, he's sorry, honest.
Oh, he's sorry, is he? Oh, well, that makes all the difference, doesn't it? I mean, sorry I'll mend my back door, won't it? Sorry I'll bring my bottles back. Sorry I'll let me sleep at night so I'm not listening for more breaking glass. I should damn well think he is sorry.
Look, if I bring you the 200 quid, can you just tell me you won't fetch police?
No, Vera, I can't tell you that. In all conscience, I can't say that.
Oh, Gail. Hey, you shouldn't be doing that in your condition. Hey, let me do it in my condition.
Why don't we do it together?
Hey, Sam, what a good idea. Are you ready? Pull it down. 1, 2, 3. It's a bit like being in Old Crock's home, this, isn't it?
Hey, you too. I heard you.
Hey, Phyllis, you're the only one in here who isn't.
What about me?
Oh, you're not paid staff, are you, Mrs. Roberts?
Not paid staff, no.
Oh, all right, then, if you want to be an Old Crock, there you go.
Oh, you cheeky monkey.
Hey, you don't have to keep on doing this, you know.
I know, but I've now else to do, so I might as well. Anyway, you need all the strength you've got to get yourself around just now.
I mean, it's great that you can help me out in the morning while I get sorted out at home, but you've no need to stop here all day.
Well, I won't, love. I'm going to get out for dinner in a minute. Anyway, you was looking a bit washed out this morning when you come in, so I thought I'd better stay.
Was I?
Yeah.
Well, I'd had a bit of a shock.
Oh, shock?
Through the post. Ian. From Australia.
Gail saying what?
Nothing much, just dear Brian and Gail, in that order. Just to wish you a happy and prosperous new year. Hope things are going as well for you as they are for me. I have great memories of my time with you. Hope we'll get a chance to meet again in the not-too-distant future. My best to all, Ian. P.S. A kiss to Nicky from his Australian uncle.
Is that all?
Yeah, that is all.
Have you got any of that stuff that comes with a little brush and you paint out things that have gone wrong?
Is this a riddle?
No, you know, it's white.
Oh, he means correction fluid, Rita.
Well, why didn't you say so?
Have you got any?
No.
Oh, great.
Well, have you never heard of India rubber?
You can't rub out red biro, though, can you?
No, I think we ought to get some, because it's the second time in the last few days we've been asked for it.
Yeah, why don't you, eh? Zoom into the 20th century.
Ah, hey, Curly, before you go, a word.
Yeah?
Now, when I let you two have my yard, it was on the strict understanding that everything you did there was legal, correct?
Oh, well, it is.
Well, what worries me is, I won't say your partner in crime, but your partner's taken to breaking and entering as a hobby.
Oh, yeah.
Were you involved?
No, honestly.
Well, I'm telling you, if I get one whiff that you're using that yard for out wrong, you'll be gone from there quicker than you can turn round. Understand?
Yes, Mrs. Fairclough.
And you can tell Terry Duckworth the same thing from me. I'm not going to have any...
Oh, look who's here. It's Lawrence of Arabia.
You've made good time.
No problem. I got a hire car at the airport and here I am.
Oh, well, it is good to see
And you, and you.
Oh,
Just begun. Yeah.
yes. Oh, well, it's what did you have a good time?
Well, I had a fairly good time. Yeah, it wasn't all sunshine and romance, you know.
Well, I'll be off then.
Yeah. Well, but yes, I'd say on balance I had quite a good time. On balance.
I can't tell you how much Rita's missed you.
Oh, all right,
Oh, and
Mavis.
Jenny too. of
Oh,
course.
did she know I'm coming?
Yes, she did.
Oh, I was going to surprise her. Anyway, I'll go and meet her at 4 o'clock at school.
Oh, she'd like that.
Yeah, then I thought I'd take you both out for a meal tonight.
Oh, no, Alan, I couldn't. You just take Rita. And Jenny too, of course. I'll go and put kettle on. Hey, would you like a cup?
That'd be lovely, Mavis.
Well, do I get a kiss?
Oh, yes.
I've got such a lot to tell you.
Well, snap, but I think we better save it for more congenial surroundings, don't you?
Good idea, yeah.
And then I think you better brace yourself.
What's that supposed to mean?
Later.
I want to forget Ian, really.
I remember what you were like when he was over here.
It's all under the bridge, ma'am. It's forgotten.
Of course it's not forgotten, girl. How can it be? You've got the rest of your life to remember him.
Look, if that's all you came back to tell me, then I really wish you hadn't, honestly.
I just think he should know, girl. I think he should know what you're going through because of him.
Who said it's because of him?
Who else? Come on.
Look, ma'am, I was forgetting Ian. And I was doing a good job on myself till that card came through the post. I don't care about him. I really don't. And as for splitting up our marriage, well, who knows? I mean, through all of this, I've seen a side of Brian that I've never seen before, but I guess it would have come out sooner or later. So, maybe Ian's done me a favour.
Brian thinks it's Ian's baby, doesn't he?
I don't care what Brian thinks.
How are you going to manage, girl? I mean, that's what worries me.
You want me to send to Ian for a handout?
Oh! It's hardly a handout asking him to support your own child.
Not his child. How many times do I have to say it?
All right, now don't upset yourself.
You're upsetting me, ma'am. Can't you see it? Look, I'm sorry if I worry you. But I'm quite looking forward to this baby, as a matter of fact. And if there's no man involved, then to be honest, at the present, that suits me down to the ground.
Well, I still think you should let him know you might be having his baby.
Not his baby. Won't you hear me? Not his, not Brian's, just mine. Okay?
Listen, do you think Mavis will be offended we didn't drink her tea?
Oh, I shouldn't think so. I mean, the way she bundles out of that shop. Anyway, she knows we've got a lot to talk about. Besides, it'll mean there's more in pot for her.
Well, I must say, it's a relief to get away from air conditioning.
What, into snow, fog and ice?
Listen, after 3 months of heat and dust, Weatherfield air is like wine.
Ah. Well, I'll make you that tea you've just done without.
Smashing. Right then, what's the news?
Ah, yes. What's the news? Well, I suppose the main news is that Jenny's been involved in a car crash.
What?
Unhurt. Unhurt.
Well, what happened?
Well, it was that lad, Martin. Do you know him? Works for Gail in the cafe.
And?
Well, they've been seeing each other and getting on very well, or whatever you like to call it, and Jenny wanted to go in for a talent contest
And
in
you let them
Rochdale.
go?
Well, I was against them being together at first, but, well, Martin came to see me, spoke to me, and he impressed me. He seemed a very sensible lad, so, yes. In the end, I said yes.
Do you know how old she is?
I'm perfectly aware of how old she is, Alan, and I can understand you being upset. And clearly I made a mistake in letting them go. But go they did, and that's what happened.
What happened?
The car ran off the road into a ditch.
Had he been drinking?
No. No, they tested him at hospital.
Was he hurt then?
Yes, he was knocked unconscious and some damage to his ribs. I suppose they've been larking about or something, I don't know. I still haven't got to the bottom of it. Jen is still very cagey about it.
Perhaps the old wreck he was driving had faulty steering or something like that.
It was my car, Alan.
Your car?
Yes, I lent them my car.
I don't believe it.
Well, you better believe it. I lent them my car.
So what's the damage then?
It's a write-off.
I see. So you let him take your car, you let him take Jenny, he runs the car into a ditch, it's a total write-off, and we're supposed to accept that, are we? And nobody knows what happened. What about the police?
Well, they might prosecute. He was possibly speeding.
Damn kids. They get behind the wheel of a car and they behave like
But
bloody
it didn't
lunatics.
seem like that to
Well,
me.
how was it then?
I don't know.
Well, I tell you one thing, Rita, we're going to know. Because I'm going to damn well find out.
Washing up liquid.
Yep.
And pan scrubs and scourers, but not them ones that scratch everything. Nylon ones are the best.
Right.
And we want some...
Hey, you know that bloke that was sat there just now?
Who?
You know, him with the Horlicks and a cup of tea. Guess how tall he was?
Why? 5'2", 3.
Hey, if that.
Well, there's no law against it, is there?
No.
Hot towels as
Just
well.
seen him
look.
getting into this whacking great big truck. Looks like the Arndale Centre on wheels. Why do they always get these tiny blokes to drive these whacking great big trucks?
Next thing you know, you'll be saying policemen look young.
It's not them that look young, it's the dads.
Did you get my stamps?
10 stamps.
Ta.
There you go. All right.
Hello, Ree. Cup of tea?
No, thanks, not stopping. Martin, Jenny's dad's here and he'd like a word with you, as soon as possible.
Oh, no.
No, he's gone to school to pick Jenny up. As soon as you're finished here, come round to my house.
Why?
Well, I think you know why, don't you? See you soon.
Oh, Martin.
I thought your dad was in Abu Dhabi or somewhere.
Yeah, so did I.
Hey, he's not the right fella to get wrong side of, he isn't.
What's he want me for, though?
Well, I can guess. And if I were you, I'd flit. You remember what he did to Terry Duckworth in Rovers, don't you? And he was in a right state when he'd finished with him. Hey, Terry Duckworth's a big lad, isn't he? Yeah, I'll tell you, love.
Oh, thanks for this.
89p roll of sellotape.
Hang on a sec, hang on a sec.
Come on,
Petrol,
keeping
10
it.
quid.
Just a minute.
Get that with you, Terry, lad.
Can't you see I'm busy?
Oh, that's what you get with a guilty conscience, innit? You see that, lad? Paralysed. This is the law, and I'll tell him you're in Florida.
Very funny.
Right, a roll of sellotape, 94p.
Like a word with your tenny if you don't want.
Hilda.
Tin of polish, 96p. Anything else?
Terry, somebody to see you, lad.
Hello, Mrs. Ogden.
Well,
What?
you've staggered me, you have, Terry. You, of all people.
Look, I know you must feel...
Oh, do you? There's me been saying all over that nobody at my party would do such a thing. Saying as how you were all a good bunch of lads and lassies, not a bad one amongst you. And you've been lying through your teeth, the whole lot of
Look,
you.
no one knew except me. Kevin and Sally, they only got found out after
What
I
do you
told
think it's like, Terry, to find out that folk what you live by, folk you trusted, turn out to be nothing better than a gang of thieves?
Hey, you can cut that out right now.
It's all right, Mum, it's all right.
It's not all right. If she's up to say, she can say it in her own four walls.
Look, she's upset. She's got every right to be, okay?
Oh, she's upset. Well, I'm upset. And I'm not having her coming here blackguarding me son in my own house. So you can sling your up, lady, do you hear?
I have a perfect right to speak my mind. Well, it was my house what was filled with stolen goods.
Oh, aye. Well, it's funny. It's the first time he's ever done up like this before. And first time he does, it's at some rowdy party round your style. Yes, he's got in bad company, I'm saying. And you know where he got it from,
Just
don't you?
leave it alone, will you, Mum? Look, I'm very sorry, Mrs. Ogden. It's not the kind of thing I make a habit of.
Well, I'm very glad to hear it, Terry. Although, seeing what you've got to share your house with, it's a wonder you haven't been locked up years ago.
Yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it? All the upset he's caused, and there he is out in Australia, oblivious.
Ah, well, some of these blokes, they seem to have the knack of missing things, don't they? They just swan through life with never a care.
Don't you think he should know, though, Alf?
Look, Audrey, just let it lie.
Oh, let it lie, let it lie. She is my daughter, you know.
Yes, she is, and she's old enough to make her own decisions. And if she didn't want him to know, we've got to respect that.
Oh, respect means we do now, right?
No, respect means that it's her decision.
Oh, Alf, do you know, there are times I wish you were just a little bit more... Doesn't matter. I'll go and get you tea, right? Hello, Wilda.
Evening, Hilda. What can I do for you?
Oh, just some cornflakes, Alf. I seem to get through them by the sackload now.
Aye, well, they're big eaters, these kids, aren't they?
Yeah. Alf, I've just heard today about Terry.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm very sorry. I just feel as if I've been smacked in the face. I mean, all of them lying to me and saying they knew naught about it. And, well, I'm very sorry, Alf.
Look, Hilda, whatever happened New Year's Eve, there was nothing you could have done about it. I mean, you didn't even know about it, and nobody thinks you did.
Well, what's going to happen to him?
Well, that'll be up to the police, won't it?
You've reported him then?
Oh, not yet.
But you're going to?
Oh, aye, definitely. But there's nothing you need bother your head about. Now then, that's 78p.
Oh, yeah. He's not a bad lad, though, Alf.
Aye, so they keep telling me.
I'm sure he'd make it up to you if you didn't get the police onto him. He's very sorry.
Look, Hilda, just imagine what it feels like when you come back and find your back door smashed in. I mean, smashed in, Hilda, by God knows what. It looked as if a wild elephant had trampled through. There was bottles everywhere, stuff thrown about, trampled on. There was 80 quid's worth of liquor gone. I mean, sorry don't come into it. As far as I'm concerned, he's a bad lad. And when you've got a lad like that, then folk need to know about it. And when folk know about it, the police get to know about it. And that seems to me to be right. I mean, why should he get away with it just because he lives down the street and you come and say he's a good lad? I've no sympathy for him, and I doubt if the police will have either. Now then, cornflakes, 78p.
How fast was he going?
He wasn't going fast.
How fast?
Well, I don't know, but not fast.
Was he mucking about in some way? Showing off, was he?
No, he was just driving along and then
Jenny,
a
you
car
must have
came
been doing something. Cars don't run into ditches on their own, you know.
We've been through all this, Alan.
Yes,
all
I know
this.
you have, love, but I want to hear for myself. What happened, Jenny?
I don't know.
Jenny?
I don't know. Please.
All right. We'll wait for your little driver to turn up, shall we? What time does he finish at the cafe?
About 6.
Right. I'm sorry if I seem heavy with you, Jenny, especially on my first day back. It's just that I don't like the thought that I could have been coming back to your funeral, thanks to that little... Do you understand?
You must admit it does seem confusing,
Look, it
Jen.
just happened. Why doesn't anyone believe us? It just happened.
No, Martin.
Right, sit down. No, I'm not going to beat about the bush. How did you come to crash Mrs. Fairclough's car?
I don't know. It just went off the road and...
I'll ask you again. How did you come to crash?
Well, it just seemed to lose control and then it jumped...
I'm going to ask you just once more. How did you crash Mrs. Fairclough's car? Shut up! Shut up! I'm waiting.
I didn't quite respond to the steering. I suppose it didn't like me.
You think that's funny, do you?
Dad.
Eh?
No.
You take a car and run it into a ditch? And to hell with it, eh?
Alan.
No.
It's about time somebody taught you what was funny and what
Look,
wasn't.
I don't think it's funny,
You
either.
don't think it's funny now?
No.
Please,
Right.
Dad.
I'm going to ask you just once more time. How did you crash Mrs. Fairclough's car?
Look, I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
I'm beginning to lose patience
Hey,
with you,
I don't
lad.
know. I can't tell it anymore.
What?
He didn't. He didn't crash it. It was me.
What?
I was driving.
You, Jenny?
Well, he tried to stop me, but I wouldn't let him. I was so high on winning this competition and everything that... It was my fault.
Is this true, Martin?
Yeah, I suppose it is.
Right. Well, now we're getting somewhere.
That's your tea bags and your milk. That's £1.7.
Look, Mr. Roberts, I hope you don't mind me saying, I wish you could see Terry. I mean,
Look,
it's
you're wasting
pathetic.
your time and mine because I'm not interested.
No, but honestly, if you could see him, I mean, he's shattered.
Save your breath,
I mean,
Curly. Look, I'm fed up of folk badgering me to let him off. The same people who are coming in and getting on at me, they'll be singing a very different tune if it was them that had been broken into, believe me. Now, I've every intention of going to the police, and when I do, it is out of my hands.
All right. Hey, but I'll tell you this. If you're dead set on telling the police, I think you should get on with it, because there's nothing worse than sitting round waiting for it to happen.
Well, if you want my opinion...
I don't think I do, Percy, to be honest.
Well, you won't get it anyway. Am I to understand you've not told police about Milado yet?
No, I haven't, as it happens.
Don't tell me you're turning soft and all, Councillor. By heck, no wonder the crime figures are going through the roof, with everybody bending over backwards just to make excuses for yobbos like Terry Duckworth.
Hang on a minute. Now, before you start shouting the odds, I've every intention of going to the police, but my mate's not back yet.
Your mate, who's that?
Inspector Fallows. I know him from the police committee. The way I look at it is, I don't want to be sat in some police station telling the tale to one copper after another, when and are quite worried with Harry Fallows, and I can avoid all that. Now, either back on duty today or tomorrow, and I'll be going to see him straight away.
I will think on you do, because a lad who'll break into a shop in his own street and rob his own neighbour deserves all that's coming to him, in my opinion. How much are the peas?
Well, I thought it was worth a try, but he was dead implacable. I couldn't shift him.
Told you, you're wasting your breath, Curly Tut. He's enjoying himself, isn't he? Getting a real kick out of him, me, by the short and curlies. He's a miserable swine, he's that Alf Roberts.
Look, just shut up, Art, sorry. You've give him every reason to have it in for you, haven't you?
At least I was K-Lied when I did what I did. At least I've got that as an excuse. Alf Roberts is a miserable swine, even when he's stone-cold sober. He'd serve himself right if I went down there and him right smacking a gob.
Look, we'll have less of that talk. Have you heard him? You're in enough trouble already, don't you dare lay a finger on him.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be really stupid. I mean, all right, I mean, you're going to get done for breaking into his shop. I mean, you probably get a fine. But if you go down there and hit him, well, you could be talking about prison.
Look, listen to Curly. He knows what he's talking about.
Mind you, I'm assuming that you'll get a fine. You've not done anything wrong before, have you?
No, he hasn't. He's never been in trouble with law. Oh, God, what a mess. And look at you scuffing your guts. Have you naught to say for this mess Art said he's in?
No, I haven't, because you've said it all, haven't you? It's a mess, and he's in it up to his neck. Now, it won't do you blind but very good at all this ranting and raving, because no matter what you do, it'll still be a mess, and he'll still be in it up to his stupid neck, won't he?
Thank you, Peter.
Do you know, I should have been back at that cabin half an hour since. Mavis will be having kittens.
Well, go on, get off back.
No, your dad said I'd to stay here with you till he got back.
Well, what do you think I'm going to do? Do you think I'm going to run off as soon as your back's turned? You know, it's a bit much when you're not even trusted.
Well, I might be a bit more impressed, Jenny, if you give me cause to trust you. I hardly say you have, can you? And you just don't get trusted automatically, you know. It's something you have to earn. Well, I hope that's your dad.
She's still here?
Yes, handcuffed at table.
Right, Jenny, come on, get your coat on.
You do know I'm supposed to be in school, don't you? I am going to be in dead trouble tomorrow
I'll
morning.
sort out any problems at school. Now, get your coat on.
Well, where are we going?
Just do as you're told, will you? And don't have so much to say for yourself.
What's going on?
I'm doing, Rita, what should have been done a long time ago. I'm going to get this mess that Jenny's in sorted out once and for all.
Look, if you're getting at me for not sorting it out, for a start, I didn't know the truth of what happened till last night.
This is
If I
no
had
time for an argument, Rita. But none of this would have happened, would it? If she hadn't been roaming around with this lad Martin. And it certainly wouldn't have happened if you hadn't lent him your car.
No, maybe not. But I thought I was doing the right thing at the time.
Like I say, this is no time for an argument. Right, you ready? Come on, then.
I'm surprised at you, Mrs. Ogden, sticking up for Terry Duckworth. I've no time for a lad like that. It's a mean sort of crime, breaking into a shop in your own street.
Well, he didn't know what he was doing. He was under the influence.
Doesn't matter. In Venus Veritas, ladies, a very true saying is that.
Oh, yes, and what does it mean?
Well, it's Latin. It means the drink will fetch out the badness if it's in there to start with.
Oh, give over. Didn't you ever do nothing you shouldn't have done when you was his age?
When I was his age, I was fighting for my country. Dodging bullets in the desert with a load of jury soldiers trying to shoot me.
Ah, well, there you are. It kept you out of trouble, didn't it?
Mrs. Pierce, have a bit of sense. You couldn't be in worse trouble than have jury soldiers trying to shoot you.
No, but you know what she means.
Certainly I know what she means, and there is a grain of truth. Your late husband can vouch for that, Mrs. Ogden?
I stand. How do you mean?
Well, the army made a man of him, didn't they? Taught him a lot of valuable lessons for later life.
Well, Stan always used to say the army taught him two things.
Oh, yes?
How to play cards and how to hold your fag sort of inside your hand so you could have a crafty smoke when you was on guard duty.
No use in Civic Street.
I'll tell you this, if we hadn't got rid of National Service, young Duckworth wouldn't be in this trouble. They'd have made a man of him. He'd have had a taste of discipline.
Ah, well, now you're talking through your hat.
I'm not, you know. The army did wonders for young louts like him.
Because he's been in the army, hasn't he? A regular. Went in as a young lad. Didn't stop long, though. He was only in a few months.
Well, there you are, then. It proves my point. I've no time for a lad that can't do his soldiering.
Hi, chips and peas. Martin.
Yeah, all right. I'll sit here.
You're right, love. Yeah, fine.
You shouldn't be working, you know.
Well, I've got to do something, and I'm being careful. I know when I'm doing too much.
So you say, in my opinion, you shouldn't be working at all.
Well, the last thing I'm going to do is sit at home knitting and turning into a vegetable. Hey, tell you something else to know. As soon as I have this baby, I'm going to be straight back to work as quick as I can.
I know, don't tell me. You're not liberated till you're chained to the stove in here, slaving over the chip pan, you silly.
Right, lad. You and me got some unfinished business, haven't we? I need this young lad of yours for an hour or two.
How do you mean? What's all this about?
Well, you'd best get him to tell you about that. Come on, car's outside.
Hey, you can't do that. He works here.
Well, I think he'd better, because if he doesn't, he might not be working for you at all. You're in serious trouble, aren't you, lad?
Hello, your coat.
Is something wrong? What's going on?
That's what I'd like to know.
Well, he must have given some indication where he was taking her.
Just told you he didn't. Could be Dubai for all I know. Could have swapped her for a camel to some sheik. I hope he gets one that does as it's told.
It's hardly a joking matter, Rita. I think Alan Bradley's got a nerve, I really do.
Well, he is a father. He doesn't have to ask my permission for what he wants to do.
Oh, quite well that he's a father, but he hasn't been here, has he? It's been you that's had to look after her.
The trouble is, I don't think he's too impressed with the way I've been doing it. What would you be? He comes back, finds out she's been involved in a car crash. Now it turns out she was driving the damn thing. No, I get the strong impression that he thinks his daughter's been having too much of her own way.
Oh, well, we know she's difficult, Rita, but that's not your fault, is it? I mean, look at her background. She spent her childhood without her father, and then her mother dies, and she's just got her father back when he's off abroad.
Well, it's no use working out whose fault it is. That doesn't get us anywhere.
No, but they get far too much freedom altogether these days, young people. I mean, when I was her age, I wasn't allowed to do as she does. I had to do what I was told and no argument.
Well, things are different nowadays.
Oh, yes, I know they're different, Rita, but I don't think it's a change for the better.
Well, I don't know. If you think when you were young you were treated just right, does that mean you're highly delighted with where you've turned out?
Well, that's an unfair question.
Hello, love. Hello, how are you feeling?
I'm fine, except I'm minus one member of my staff. That friend of yours, Alan Bradley, just marched in and marched back out again, taking Martin with him.
Did he buy it?
Yes, so I thought I'd ask you what it was all about.
I wish I knew.
Dad, let's go home.
Forget it. And if I were you two, I'd concentrate on what you're going to say to the inspector. And we'll have the truth this time, shall we?
That's him, sir.
Oh,
You just hang on.
okay.
Dad.
Save your breath, Jen.
Afternoon, sir.
Afternoon.
I know you do, don't I? Tell me what's about it.
Well, I'm Jenny's dad, and, well, we've got something they want to tell you.
Have they now? You better come in here.
Wish I knew what he meant when he said Martin was in serious trouble.
If you ask me, it's not Martin that's in trouble, it's the girl.
Jenny, what sort of trouble?
The usual sort with the girl.
Oh, no, Martin would have more sense, wouldn't he?
Lads of his age never have enough sense when it comes to being involved with a girl.
Phyllis, I hope you're wrong.
I've made some fresh tea, so come and drink it and have a rest while we're quiet.
Go on, love. Go and have 5 minutes with your mother.
Come on. I just wish I knew where Martin was, that's all.
I'll tell you so much. You want to stop worrying about other people, you know. It's about time you started worrying about yourself. Never mind, Martin. Look to your own problems. You've got a husband who's divorcing you. You're stuck with one kid already, another on the way. You haven't got time to worry about other people,
I can do without nagging and all.
I'm sorry, lovey, but you need telling. I mean, why you've got to be so stubborn about asking for help, I don't know. You can get a lot more money from Brian, you know, a lot more. Don't give me all this independence. You've got 2 kiddies to think about. And if you won't ask Brian, what about Ian? I mean, if Brian's not the father, it must be him, mustn't it?
Ma'am, I don't know which one of them's the father. And at this stage, I don't even care. I do know I'm its mother, and that's all that matters.
It's not all that matters when the gas bill comes through the letterbox. And when you got nought in your purse to buy a loaf of bread with it. I won't understand why you just don't get in touch with Ian.
Ma'am, drop it. Ian wouldn't want to know.
You don't know
Yes,
that.
I do. He'd had all he wanted to do with me a long time ago. He made that quite clear when he went back to Australia.
So you're now saying you weren't behind the wheel when this accident happened? Your girlfriend here was driving?
Yeah, that's right.
Your girlfriend who had no licence and no insurance, which you well knew, and you were aiding and abetting her?
Well, he wasn't really.
Look, it's like I said, I was only steering the car while he pushed it to get the engine started. And then when it started, he kept telling me to stop so he could drive, but I wouldn't let him. So it wasn't his fault, it was mine.
But what you're both now admitting is that the statements you made previously were a pack of lies.
Yeah, well, we just didn't want to get into any trouble.
So you told a pack of lies.
Well, I wouldn't call it that exactly.
Oh, what would you call it exactly?
We did tell lies, yeah, but we thought it'd save a lot of people a lot of trouble.
Me, really. Trouble for me.
Right. Have you any idea, either of you, how serious this is? I don't think you can have. You were driving without a licence, without insurance. Arguably, you were driving without due care, if not worse. You were aiding and abetting. Hold on, I haven't done. Far from it. Both of you made false statements. Both of you withheld evidence. And you both wasted a lot of valuable police time. You must think we're short of work. You must think we're sat about in here twiddling our thumbs, just hoping a couple of young lunatics will turn a car over and then tell a lot of lies, so it'll give us all something to do.
We're very sorry.
Yeah, we are, honestly.
Well, you're bound to say that now, aren't you? And I dare say you're telling the truth for once. You really are sorry. Because you're in serious trouble. You must think we're a load of idiots. Otherwise, you wouldn't have told those lies. I've got a report here from our engineers. The car was in second gear when it went over. It's all in here. I'll tell you something now. It's just as well you came in here when you did. Because within 24 hours, I would have been coming to see you.
But they did come in, Inspector, and they are telling the truth.
That's the one thing in their favour.
They realised they'd done wrong, and they both insisted that they came here and straightened things out. Didn't you?
Like I say, just as well you did. It's the first glimmer of sense the pair of you have shown. And you can spare me the waterworks.
Oh,
Hello, love.
I'm sick to death of that cafe. I mean, I can't see Gail working away and I'd give round. Do you know, Alf? I see her toiling in there and I think to myself, there's Brian doing very nicely, thank you, with his own little business. Ian, living the life of Riley in Australia. And there's her, my daughter, working away in that grotty little cafe, nearly 8 months pregnant. I mean, it's pride, you know, it's all it is. I've told her she should get in touch with Ian. Tell him he's going to be a father.
Now, hang on a minute, Audrey.
Brian says it's not his kid, doesn't he? So if it's not his, it must be Ian's, right?
I'm saying no.
Come on, he might be delighted. He always gave me the impression he thought a lot about her. I mean, if she's having his baby, you don't know how he might feel, do you? But no, she doesn't want...
Look, it's no use you getting yourself worked up about it.
I know. It's just that I could crack her one sometimes, I could really. She doesn't want Brian, she doesn't want Ian. She just wants to prove she can get through life and manage without anybody. So she's going to be drudging and struggling, bringing up 2 kids all on her own. I mean, for heaven's sake, she saw me on my own, bringing her up when she was a kid. I think she'd have more sense, wouldn't you?
Ah, well, you can't live a life for her, love, even if she is your daughter.
It's just that you see her making mistakes, doing such stupid things. Well, honestly, it breaks my heart. Come on, I'll go and get your tea.
No, just a minute, love. Would you mind just looking after the shop for about 10 minutes? I just need to nip out.
Yeah, all right,
Yeah.
go on.
You going to make us a bit of tea, beer, or what?
Oh, I can't. Oh.
Yes, well, I could.
Well, have a look in the fridge, then you're not useless, are you? I haven't been able to settle to out today. I've made that many mistakes at work. Oh, God.
What the hell's up with you, woman?
Do you know, every time anybody knocks on that door, I keep thinking it's police come about our terrain.
Look, just relax, will you? Relax.
Oh, it's your Terry I'm looking for. Is he in?
He hasn't come on from work yet.
Oh, well, I best come back later then. No, to heck with it. I'll tell you, then you can tell him. Look, I know I'm being daft, but I've decided not to go to the police after all. Tell him he's heard the last of it.
Oh.
Thanks, mate. You won't regret it.
Yeah, well, I'm not finished yet. I mean, like I say, I know I'm being soft. I want my head testing. But happen if he gets another chance, he won't do out similar.
Oh, he won't do it again, Alf, I promise.
Well, I tell you, it's been a right sickener knowing a lad like that can smash into my shop and rob me. I mean, he knows me. Anyway, there's no point in harping on it. I'll tell you something else and all. I'm not doing this for him. I'm doing this for you, because I reckon I know how I'd feel if it was my lad.
Yeah, well, I'll not forget this, Alf, I promise.
Yeah, but. There is a but. I'm 200 quid down with what he pinched and...
Oh, aye. And we said we'd pay you back, didn't we, Alf? And, well, I've got it for you.
200 quid? Where did you get that from?
I borrowed it off Ivy.
Well, what I was going to say was you can pay me back a bit at a time?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh, no, I'd like to give it back now, Alf, and then you've got it with straight.
Ah, yeah, well, that might be best then. Yeah, well, I'll get back to the shop then.
Oh, thanks, Alf.
Yeah,
Right, well...
Anyway, I'll see you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cheers,
Ah, yeah,
Come on, love, it's done now, sweetheart. It's done now.
Well, I don't know how you could do it. I don't know how you could manage to march your own flesh and blood into a police station. I don't think I could have done it.
Of course you could. And it's a damn good job I did, too, because the police knew she'd been lying, her and Martin, and they just about worked out what had happened. Anyway, I let the police think that them making a clean breast of it was all their idea, not mine.
What happens now, then?
Well, they've had a good telling off, they've had a damn good fright. The inspector's a nice bloke, so it ends there. Unless you want to take it any further. You're the one with the grievance. It was your car that was smashed up.
I don't want to take it any further. I'd just rather forget the whole thing.
Well, I'll tell you this, Rita, we're going to replace your car. I came out of Dubai with enough for that.
Come on, Alan. You worked hard for that money.
Don't argue with me, Rita. There's no way I'm going to let you carry the can for what Jenny did. Next couple of days, we'll look around and find you a decent motor.
Well, that's very nice of you.
Haven't you noticed? I'm a very nice bloke.
Why? When you want to be.
Well, there's always that. But then there's a snag with everything, isn't there? You know, in all the uproar since I got back, I haven't had a chance to ask you. Are you glad to see me?
Of course I am.
I'm glad to see you, too. You know, I just about got used to not having any drink. What I couldn't get used to was not having you. Come on, you're all right now. It's all done now, darling. It's all done now.
What's wrong with you?
Alf Roberts came and...
What the hell has he been saying to you? I am gonna
Shut up!
Back.
Shut up a minute! You come round here to tell us he wasn't getting the police, so you are off the hook.
He's not. Oh, that is great. Terrific. But what are you crying for then,
Oh,
eh?
take no notice of me. I've just been silly, that's...
Hey, come on, this calls for a celebration. Let's get down to Rovers, come on.
Oh, you reckon, do you? You reckon that we've got something to celebrate? Your mother's just borrowed 200 quid to pay for what you did, and apart from how else your name stinks round here. So before you start celebrating, lad, just take a look at your mother and try and imagine how she's feeling.
OK, Dad, OK. You know what's really worrying you? It's parting with that 200 quid. Well, don't you fret. I'll pay it back. Every penny.
You are dead right, you will. And I'll tell you something else you're going to do. You want to have a look at your mother and see how you can pay her back for getting you out of the mess that you got yourself into. Because if she hadn't have gone and seen Alf Roberts, right now, lad, you'd be waiting for your case coming up.
I never asked her to go pleading to Alf Roberts, did I? She shouldn't have lowered herself. I can handle myself.
You handle yourself. You can just about wipe your own nose.
I don't need to listen to this.
Yes, you flaming do. And I'm telling you, you are not going out of the house, because if you walk out of the house, you'll never walk back, and I'll make sure I'll have your bag fat and ready for you, lad.
Look at the old fella. You think you're running the house now, do you?
Look, listen to him, Arthur. He's trying to help you if you did, but no, it.
How do you think we feel, eh? Terry, me and your mother, when friends of ours cross over the road rather than talk to us because they're embarrassed for us over what you did? How do you think we feel going round to Alf Roberts and asking him to do us a favour? Thank you very much, Councillor Roberts. 3 bags full, Councillor Roberts. Just take a look at yourself, son. But we want to be proud of you, lad. Not ashamed of you. Just take a look at yourself. You're a flaming disaster. But you, I think you're a big man, don't you? How big a man do you have to be to make your mother shed tears, eh? Eh?
Right, thanks very much. All the best to you.
How about locking up and taking your wife for a drink?
Ah, right, but I've got something to tell you first, and well, you're going to hear it anyway, so it's better if you hear from me. You're going to think I'm going soft, though.
What?
Well, it's about Terry Duckworth. I've decided to take it no further. I know I'm being soft, but at least I got the money for the damage he did, so we're not lost out on it.
What made you change your mind?
Well, you did partly. It was something you said about children and how they break your heart. And I got thinking about Vera and Jack and how they must be feeling like. Anyway, it don't do to offend your customers, does it? I mean, I know they're not very good customers, but they spend a few quid in each. You think I'm going daft, don't you?
No, I don't. don't. Look, if you've done what you think's right, that's fine by me.
Oh, right then. Come on, let's get that drink.
Just a minute. Because I've done something I want to tell you about, you see. Something I think's right.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. You know, I've been telling you about our girl, how obstinate she's been about getting in touch with Ian, right? I've written him a letter.
You've done what?
Well, he had to be told of.
Yeah, but it's not up to you, love.
Of course it is. I mean, it's our girl's future. It's her life I'm thinking of.
Well, what have you put in this letter?
The facts. How Brian's divorcing her because of him, because she's having his baby.
Oh, blimey, Audrey.
Well, we've now to lose, Alf, have we? And I mean, it's his responsibility. When all's said and done, he needed telling, so I told him. And asked him what we were going to do about it now.
Well, you've taken a lot on yourself, that's all I can say.
And I thought it would carry more weight if it come from you as well as me. So I've signed it from both of us.
Somebody at the door, Mummy. There's somebody at the door, Mummy.
Hiya, Shup. Have you got the keys?
Yeah.
Oh, sound. I was panicking. I thought I'd lost them. Still, there's now in Tilly's if someone does find them. Morning, Nicky. All right.
Morning, Martin.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You don't look it.
I'm having a baby, Martin. It does tend to make you feel a bit grotty sometimes. Don't worry. It'll never happen to you. I'm sorry. Do you know what that piece of paper is? It's the end of me marriage. Me divorce. Well, it's decree nisi, which is as good as being divorced. Just have to wait for the absolute now. In about 6 weeks' time.
Look, why bother coming in the cafe at all today if you're upset? Me and Phyllis can go.
I've expected it coming, Martin. I've wanted it to come. Most of all, dreaded it coming.
Don't cry, Mummy.
It came from Mint Post this morning.
Well, will Gail have got one and all?
Yeah, I should think so.
Did Brian say anything?
That's that, Mummy said. Or as good as, and then he went off to work.
Whistling a merry tune, I suppose.
Now, come on, Audrey, you know better than that.
What's going to happen to that baby, Ivy? That's what's worrying me.
Oh, and don't you think it's worrying me and all?
Yeah, well, you could say it's now to do with you, couldn't you, now they're getting divorced? But I hope you haven't forgotten, if it's not your son's child, then it's your nephew's, isn't it?
I still prefer to believe it's Brian's. And decree nisi or not, they'll not be divorced, not to me.
I don't know. As that girl haven't got enough to contend with already.
What?
Well, a divorce coming through, another kiddie on the way, and you writing to a fella she never wants to hear from again.
That child needs a father, Alf. No one knows that better than me. I brought up Gail without a father, remember? It were no picnic, I can tell you, however brave and determined Gail thinks she is.
Well, maybe I was right. Maybe there won't be a divorce.
So but official, Alf.
No, what I mean is, now that they've got this, what do you call it, it might bring Brian to his senses.
Don't honestly think that, huh? Because I don't. I mean, if Brian's not going to be responsible, there's just a chance, just a little chance, that Ian might.
Yeah, well, I just hope you don't tell Gail what you've done. Not today, of all days.
Do you think I'm daft?
Just one letter to the editor, and that's not very good. You'll have to write yourself this week.
No problem, not with the council we've got. And I think it's time that Justin Phipps leapt into print again.
Well, I think I can guess his subject. Renaming Town Hall Street Sandinister Avenue. Am I right?
Have you ever heard of anything more ridiculous? I mean, most people around here will think Sandinister is a beach in Spain.
Morning, Snipes.
Oh, hello. What do you want?
Charming. I'm an advertiser, remember?
You're also interrupting my flow.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I know only too well the talent it takes to write a paragraph about Mosley Street Women's Bright Hour.
Yeah, well, the art is making it a masterpiece.
Like a coffee, Susan.
Oh, I'd love one.
And how about Justin Phipps?
Black.
Justin Phipps.
Office joke.
Why don't you sit down, Susan, love? Thanks, Dad. I think I will. The recorder's let me down, you know, Dad. It really has.
Oh? How?
Response to my advert, it's been virtually nil, except from a couple of enquiries from a couple of small shops.
Start small, grow big. That's the classic way.
Start small and wither away, you mean? Dad,
Mm.
well, in view of the recorder's miserable failure to unearth a market for my children's clothes, I'll have to put another advert in. Can I have it at a cheaper price?
Why?
Because I need to boost my sales. I need to boost
No. Why should I give you a discount?
Because I'm your daughter. Family.
Oh, I thought you said you were an advertiser.
I'm still your daughter.
Another half page? £200.
That's full price.
What we charge advertisers?
150.
200.
But I could be an investment. I mean, I could become one of your biggest advertisers.
Talk about special rates when you did.
So you're not prepared to help your only daughter up the ladder?
You're not paying for these adverts out of your own pocket, are you?
No, Dad, but...
Right, well, spare me the sob stuff, then.
Well, I think you're being dead mean. I mean, you could easily knock me off a few quid. And I also think that if I was from anywhere else besides Baldwin's Casuals, then you'd at least discuss a discount. That's what I think.
I take it you've changed your mind. You don't want to advertise with us.
Starting to panic, are you? Worried you might have lost some business?
I need to know. I'm planning page 5 now.
I'll have another half page.
Price will be £200.
I know what your price is, Dad.
Unsatisfied customer, I presume.
Yeah, well, she's trying to play the hard-nosed businesswoman, but she expects me to be a soft touch.
Daddies are supposed to be a soft touch, aren't they?
You're not going into that cafe today?
Well, I'm not sitting here feeling sorry for myself.
You should pack up work altogether, you know.
I will do, as soon as I can find someone to take over my job for a couple of months. You don't fancy it, do you?
No, I don't.
Well, you're nothing if not honest.
No, I'm far too sensitive for this kitchen like Gail. I never did like the smell of cooking. All that steam plays havoc with my hair.
You stick to looking gorgeous, Mum.
Oh, why not? I'm so good at it. You're in a far better mood than I expected.
Well, I had a chance to come round again. Poor Martin got the tears.
Mm. Where is it, this divorce thing?
Have a look at it if you want.
Oh, no, I don't think so, thank you. I've always been averse to anything official, tax forms and that. And a divorce decree, you don't know, it might be contagious.
Well, that's an idea.
What?
Maybe if I send it back, have nothing to do with it. Maybe I'll not be divorced.
Oh, okay, love.
I made a right mess of everything, Mum.
Oh.
I was happy married to Brian. I didn't know it at the time. Not altogether. But I do now. Thank God how I do. I feel like I've been abandoned. Like nobody gives a damn about me. Or what happens to me.
I care, love.
I want Brian to care.
Well, I'm sure he does.
But not enough to take care of me. I feel like nobody ever will again. Or even want to. A bloody thing! Bloody thing!
Now, Gail, don't. Come on, don't.
Well, what's to become of me, Mum?
Nothing you can't face, Gail. I promise you that.
Yes, darling.
Has our Brian been in?
Oh, he's been and gone, love. Stood on the doorstep waiting for us to open. Come in, supped 2 pints as if it was his last, and went. Didn't say an awful lot. But what can I do for you?
Nope, thanks. Our Brian's obviously supping for both of us today.
Hey. Were you happy as a lad?
Why?
Look at the faces on them pair. I mean, if they're happy now, God help them when they get older.
Yeah, well, that one of mine's got naught to be happy about, as he's disgraced himself, and me and his mother, too.
Ah, I'm sure he regrets. You know what he did.
Well, we regret it if he robs anybody else. But he'll finish up in Nick. Stupid, that's what he is, stupid.
I take it you're not speaking.
Said all I've got to say to him.
Hey, you aren't half getting some black looks off your old fella.
Yeah? He's threatened to throw me out, you know. Oh dear, he's got a flaming brass neck. The stunts he's pulled in his time.
Oh, well, don't worry, Terry. I mean, it'll all blow over. I mean, what's the odd burglary or two in this cesspit we call the world?
Don't get all philosophical on me, Curly, please.
Sorry, Terry.
Oh, well, cheers.
Cheers.
You know, you look to me like a bloke that's got it all sorted out.
Well, it's all in the mind, isn't it?
I thought it was all in the wallet.
Well, that helps, yeah.
What's the secret in it? All that vitamin C from the old coloured bun in Dubai. Well, I tell you, the Caribbean didn't have that effect on me. All I got was food poisoning.
No, there's no secret. Just decide what you want and go for it.
Well, I decided I wanted to be a millionaire. I must have taken the wrong turn.
Well, I'm a bit less ambitious.
Who's the woman then?
Gentlemen do not discuss lady friends.
I'm not a gentleman. I didn't think you were either. So then, it's no good me asking you if your intentions towards Rita are honourable then.
Well, let's just say that they're proceeding according to plan. My plan.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Is it all right if I join you? I mean, you weren't discussing other women or anything.
We were, as a matter of fact.
Well, then I couldn't have timed my entrance better then, could I? I'll have a tomato juice, please.
Go on, I'll get you gin and tonic.
Nope, tomato juice will be fine.
Oh, let him. He's feeling very forceful and generous today.
Go on, then. Right, before he gets back.
What, here? In public?
Be serious. Look, I want to spend another 200 on advertising.
You're over budget.
But it'll start the ball rolling this time. I know it will.
You're over budget.
Can't you say anything else?
No.
No, you can't say anything else. Or no, I can't have the 200 quid.
You are over budget.
You know what your trouble is, don't you? You can't stand the thought of your wife being as smart as you are. Smarter, perhaps.
Look, keep your voice down. We agreed you work to a budget, all right? Now, look, this is business. It's not a game. It's not something you do to stop yourself from getting bored.
It's true what they say, isn't it? It is 10 times more difficult for a woman to get on. Because it's men who decides if she does or not. Well, I'm not done for yet, not by a long chalk.
All right, there you go. Cheers. Roll on the future.
Oh. Cheers. Are you still single, Ellen? You didn't marry a belly dancer or anything while you're out there?
Oh, no, I'm still single, but I'm spoken for.
Pity.
Why, what do you want another husband for? You've already got the perfect specimen.
It's all right. I'll get it.
Hello, Rita Fairclough cabin.
Hello, love. Oh, I'm fine. In fact, no different to what I was last night. Tonight? Well, without consulting my diary, I don't think I'm catching the Orient Express. Now, you don't mean that. No, you don't. You've just come back from the Orient. Well, all right, if you want to split hairs, Middle East, then. Do you know, I am actually running out of glad rags, so you might have to put up with seeing me in something I've already had on this week. Oh, you're very long-suffering. It's one of your main attractions. I tell everybody that, you know. All right, then. 8 o'clock, your place. Oh, and make sure Charles in the cocktail bar gets my name right. Well, whatever he's called. See you. Bye.
What's up with you? Oh, we're a couple of wags. Oh, well, you and the red shadow. I mean, so witty, so quick with the repartee.
Oh, do you think so?
How many nights is this on the trot that you'll have been out with him?
4? As if you didn't know.
Well, I only hope people around here don't think you're throwing yourself at him.
You're jealous, Riley.
Oh, rubbish. I wish somebody'd ask me out.
Well, you could always give Derek a buzz.
He's on holiday in Tenerife with his wife.
Ah, isn't life cruel?
For some.
Women spend a lot of time waiting around for men, don't they?
Especially to come back from the pub. Something like my husband.
How is he, by the way?
Well, shall we say, he's well enough to go down to the pub.
Great. Well, I've taken to 2-hour business lunches, have we now? I mean, not that I'm spying on you or anything, but how long would you take if you ever became company director, I asked myself.
Business lunch.
Yeah, Mike has one of them nearly every day, so he says. All these businessmen having lunch together, Janet. It all sounds a bit, well, you know.
What can I do for you this time?
Have you made up page 5 yet?
Yes.
Is my advert in?
Yes.
Oh, dear. Because I can't afford to pay for it. Well, I could, but sort of on the drip.
Well, not to worry. I can easily unmake it. And as it happens, I'm very tight for space this week.
So you're still not prepared to invest in your own daughter?
Why have you suddenly decided you can't afford the advert now?
Over budget?
So Baldwin's casuals aren't prepared to invest in you then?
You could say that.
Too big a risk, presumably.
Something like that, yeah. Why don't you prove them wrong?
Sorry, I'm not into financing the rag trade.
You mean you're not into financing Mike Baldwin? But you wouldn't be financing him, you'd be financing me.
Very fine distinction, Susan. And that's your fault, not mine.
Well, I think you're pathetic. I really do. In fact, there's not much to choose from between you and Mike. Bye, Janet.
Bye.
Purely a business decision.
It is. You need to bother calling Martin.
I just thought you'd like to know how well me and Phyllis did today. Well, me mainly.
Of course.
Hey, we were packed at dinner time, but we coped, and do you know why?
Why?
Because we had our skates on.
Martin.
Hey, you're looking very glam tonight.
Thank you. I've got myself a babysitter, and I'm going out on the town. Well, I'm going to the Rovers, actually, which is all I can manage in my condition. I think I might get arrested if I went to a disco. I'd certainly get some very funny looks.
Hey, I'm glad you're feeling better anyway.
Well, not better, Martin. Just braver. And by the way, I'm sorry about this morning, blubbering all over you.
Yeah, it's all right. Right, I'll be off then, eh?
Where are you going tonight?
Well, I've got this date.
Jenny?
No, it's an older woman, actually.
Get off with you, an older woman that scare you to death. Unless she was very simpatico, like me.
Oh, dearie me. I think I better go, eh? See you now.
See ya.
It was the nights out there that I liked the best. I mean, it's much colder. Well, it's very cold, in fact, but very clean and clear. Hundreds of stars. It's like looking up into some big glass ceiling.
Very poetic.
Nights always seem better abroad, don't they? That's the trouble with this country. We don't get the weather for all that many nice nights.
Oh, I don't know. I can think of one or two moonlit romantic evenings, sat on Red Wreck Wall.
Is that where you did your courting?
Mm.
Do you fancy a walk down the Red Wreck now?
No, I don't.
I'm not romantic enough for you, is that it?
No, too cold and windy.
Well, I bet you weren't cold with whoever it was you sat on the Red Wreck Wall with.
I was, but there was nowhere else to go. So I just used to wear a long vest and grit my teeth.
Talking of Dubai.
Ah, wondered when you were going to mention that.
I'm not boring you, am I?
No, honestly. As long as you don't bring your snaps out.
Haven't got any.
Good. Because one camel's very like another, except to another camel.
Yes, I know. No, what I was going to say was, I'm not going back.
Oh, rather thought you were. You know, well, for a little while at least, because you seem to like it there, like it a lot.
Well, it's got its attractions. It's a bit like being in the army, really. I mean, it's a load of blokes all working together and playing sports and that, you know.
What about the nurses?
Nurses?
Yeah, there's supposed to be a load of fancy-free nurses out there, according to the papers.
Well, I didn't meet any.
Should have broke your leg or something.
Now, why didn't I think of that? No, the reason I'm not going back is that, well, I've had a better idea.
Oh.
Came to me in Dubai, actually.
Really?
Yeah. When I was thinking about you.
Under the stars?
Probably, yeah. Why don't we get married?
Married?
That's right, married.
Yeah, I thought you said that.
I mean, we've been going out with each other, what? Nearly a year now, off and on. I think we know each other pretty well. Seems like the logical thing to do, from both our points of view.
It does.
Well, I know I haven't got a job here yet, but I mean, it's only a matter of time before I do. So what do you think?
Well,
More coffee?
Yes. Yes, please.
Did you enjoy your meal?
Yes, I did. Thank you. Very nice.
I know you'll have more coffee, Mr. Bradley.
Hmm? Oh, yes, thank you, yes.
He loves his coffee, don't you, Mr. Bradley? There you are. Just how you like it, good and strong.
Thank you.
Will you do something for me, you two?
What?
Cheer up. I mean, there were folks coming through that door this dinner time, taking one look at your faces and then going straight to the flying horse.
Betsy, look, just show us where it says that to sup in here, I have to do a comic turn.
If that's your attitude, I wish you was going to that flying horse.
There's no point taking it out on Mrs. Turpin.
Yeah, well, it was her that was giving us the aggro, wasn't it?
You know what? We'd be better off out of here. I mean, there's no point drinking in a pub where you're not welcome. It does terrible things to your personality. Mind you, there is another solution.
Like what?
Have you tried apologising to your old fella? Telling him it was a silly drunken one-off and how
After
much
what he said to me?
No chance. It's him that's got to apologise. He's no right to say what he did, especially not him. Come on. Yes, Teddy.
Are you just passing through again and you're stopping for a drink?
Well, I'll have a lager, please, Jack.
Did you catch up with O'Brien?
Yes, I did.
So,
Hello, you two.
Hello, love.
well, what are you doing here?
I'm waiting for somebody to buy me a drink.
Oh, that'd be my pleasure, love. Here, sit you down. What are you having?
I'll have a port.
Oh, sorry I asked.
Well, I'm glad you've come out. Who's babysitting?
Norma up the road.
Oh, yeah.
I thought Brian might be here. You've not seen him today, have you?
No, not a sign. Probably not got the guts to show his face.
I doubt that. I think I know how he feels.
Oh, I know I shouldn't laugh.
Talk about an anticlimax, eh?
I know.
A flipping woman. First of all, she tries to drown us in coffee, then she tries to talk us to death.
Ah, she fancies you.
She fancies anything in trousers, that one, except her husband. Well, I suppose I better say it again. Why don't we get married?
I'm sorry, Alan.
Sorry.
The answer's no. I don't want to get married.
Pardon?
I don't want to commit myself to marriage.
You'd be committing yourself to marrying me.
It's marriage, Anne. I don't want to get married again.
I see.
I don't think you do. Look, why can't we go on as we are? Oh, it's as good as a marriage.
Well, why don't we get married then, if there's no difference?
But it would be. It would be. Marriage is different. Sorry, I can't put it any other way. I just don't want to get married again to anybody.
How wrong can you get, eh? I thought you'd jump at it. I thought you'd been waiting for me to ask you. I mean, it's not as if... Well, it's not as if you can afford to be that choosy, is it? I mean, time's not exactly on your side.
Right, that's £4, please, love.
Great.
You all right?
Suppose so.
Oh, you don't sound very convinced. You and Mike, is it?
Me and Mike and me and Dad, if you must know.
Oh, I see.
He's told you, has he? He's refused to give me any special rate for the publicity I need for my hopscotch gear.
Yeah, well, the way it was put to me was he doesn't see why he should be out of pocket giving you space for practically nothing just because you happen to be his daughter.
Ah, but me being his daughter's got nothing to do with it, has it, Deirdre?
Hasn't it?
No, I should say it's more to do with me being Mike's wife, wouldn't you?
Susan, don't you think you're just getting a little bit paranoid about all this?
Well, if I am, nobody should be surprised. I mean, you saw that film, didn't you? Jason and the Argonauts.
Oh, about 20 or 30 times, that's all.
Right, you remember that scene when Jason and his merry men are stuck between these two sets of clashing rocks, being quietly smashed to smithereens?
And you reckon you're pretty much in the same boat, do you, love?
Definitely. And to be quite honest, I'm getting sick of it. In fact... Oh, well, never mind. You know what they say about cats, don't you?
Oh, what do they say about
There's
cats?
more than one way to skin them.
Oh, right. Someone's in already.
Probably because the Furies are after her.
The Furies?
Two ancient Greek rent men.
What do you think of
Oh,
this?
that's nice.
Oh, do you like it?
Yes, I do. Does Alf know yet about the impending happy event?
Now, don't start putting ideas in his head.
What ideas?
Never mind. What do you think?
Oh, very nifty. I think I prefer you in pink, though.
Oh. Do you think Gail will like it, though?
Well, put it this way, she'd be daft if she doesn't.
Yeah. Oh, doesn't it make you all broody, all this baby business?
Oh, yes, I could just do with that. Another 2 years of mixing 4 o'clock feeds.
Yeah, there's that side of it more.
There was one night when I don't think we'd had a proper night's sleep for about a fortnight, and I turned to Ray and I said, Ray, whenever are we going to get back to normal? And he said to me through red-rimmed eyes like, Deirdre, love, from now on, this is normal.
Oh. Here you are, it is a nice cup of tea for you.
Thanks, love.
Would you like a couple of biscuits?
No,
or
thank
Or
you.
a nice small cake?
No, thank you. Nor a big bunch of grapes, nor a bunch of flowers with their own get-well card reader stuck down the front. Thank you.
What you being so funny about?
Well, what the heck do you think I'm being funny about?
Sorry, Rita, I'm afraid I don't follow you.
Mavis, love, you've done nothing but follow me. Ever since I was unwise enough to tell you about me and Alan the other night.
Well, I'd be a funny sort of friend if I wasn't a bit concerned.
Ah, now, concern I can live with. But you watching me like a hawk in case I take the first opportunity to depart this life is something else altogether. I mean, if you think I'm going to throw myself on the next bus that goes past that door, forget it. They don't run all that often, do they, since deregulation?
Well, I'm sorry. The last thing I want to be is a pest.
You're not being a pest, Mavis. If you'll just drop this me and my shadow routine, you'll be following me to the bathroom next.
Right.
Oh, good God, Mavis, give over. That's even worse.
Well, I'm sorry, Rita. I'm just not the sort of person who can hide her feelings. And I just think it was awful of him saying a thing like that to you.
Yeah, well, just for the record, it didn't send me to bed with a song in my heart either. On the other hand, it could just have a point.
A point? Telling you that you were past it?
Now, let's get this straight. Before it goes into myth and legend, he did not say I was past it. He merely pointed out that my options were perhaps a little more limited than they had been, say, 20 years ago, that's all.
Same thing.
Oh, I don't think it is. Not that it didn't make me flaming mad at the time, mind you.
I should think it did. I mean, the cheeky devil.
Well, mind you, Mavis, whether we like it or not, I'm not going to be 29 again.
Oh.
Now, what's the matter?
Oh, it's just... I think it's marvellous that... Well, it's very moving, really.
What is?
Well, just the way you managed to put a brave face on it.
Good grief. Right, now then, you're quite sure you're going to be all right on your own?
Positive. Anyway, I'm not on my own. Got Nicky.
Yes, but I mean at night, love.
Ivy, this isn't my first baby, you know.
Yes, but this is not quite the same, is it? I mean, at least last time you had a... Well, I think you know what I mean, don't you?
Yes. Anyway, I'm all right. Don't worry.
Well, of course I'm worried, love. I mean, it doesn't make any difference, you know. Well, not to me, anyway.
Difference?
I suppose what I'm trying to say is that, as far as I'm concerned, you'll still be family, you know, both of you.
Thanks, Ivy.
Oh, Gail, I know you probably think this is daft, but I still can't believe that all this has really happened. Even after all these months, I've kept saying to myself, you'll see, Ivy, they'll get back together again eventually.
It's a bit late for that, I'm afraid, Ivy.
Yeah, I know that.
There was a moment, mind you. Just once, when it very nearly happened.
Oh?
We went for a meal. Me and Brian. And just for a minute or two, when we were ordering, we both completely forgot ourselves. I mean, forgot why we were there. And just for that moment we came that close to forgetting all about being divorced.
What went wrong then, love?
I don't know. I honestly don't. It was like one of them dreams where you wake up before the best bit.
Oh, Gail. I am sorry, love. I can't tell you how sorry I am.
Now listen up. Hello.
Right, I'd better be off, love. Sir, don't you forget, if you want anything at all, you just call me, all right?
Here again, was she on another mission of mercy? Determined at all costs to cheer you up a bit.
Ma'am, I wish you'd stop going on about Ivy like that.
It's the truth, isn't it? She's the only woman I know, Ivy tells you, who probably follows funerals just so she can be in on the action.
Ma'am, I said stop it, will you?
Now, what's the matter with her? Oh, she's been upsetting you again, has she?
No, she hasn't. And there's nothing the matter with me. I just wish you'd realise that whatever Brian's done or has not done, it's no fault of Ivy's.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, he can't have licked it up off the ground, can he?
Ma'am.
All right, I got your message.
With tea?
It's not too much trouble.
But do you regret it, Alf? You know, go on, you can be honest with me.
Regret what?
Getting wed again at your time of life when you'd have thought you'd have had more flipping sense. It's like volunteering for jail, isn't it?
Well, never having been in jail, I wouldn't be able to tell you, Jack.
Oh, no, neither have I.
Have you not?
No. Well, you don't have to go to the North Pole to know it's no place for flipping brass monkeys, do you?
As a matter of fact, Jack, I enjoy being married.
Go on, pull the other one off.
Anyway, you're very lucky in that respect, aren't you?
Me?
Being married to Vera. I mean, where else would you find another woman like that?
Yes, Curly, lad, what can I do for you?
Pie and peas, please.
Right.
And for me.
You speak.
You heard. Are your ears going now, one with everything else?
I'll see to these two. You go and see to that fella over there. Now then, not that it's any of my business,
But is this going to go on for much longer, this war of words between you two?
Well, like you said, Betty, it's really none of your business, is it?
Oh, no, but I mean, it becomes my business, doesn't it, when it creates a nasty atmosphere across the bar?
So change your bar staff, then. I mean, after all, he's paid to be nice to me. There's nothing in my contract says I have to be nice back to him just because I choose to sup in here. 2 pints, please, Betty.
Right. Yes, Michael.
Usual, please, Betty.
Oh, yeah. Jack, one large usual.
Has Susan been in yet?
Well, if she has, lovey, I've not seen her.
Emily, was Susan around at all this morning?
She was, but only for a few minutes.
Oh, did she say where she was going?
Afraid she didn't, no, but wherever it was, she took a load of hopscotch samples with her, if that's any help.
No, I'm afraid it's not. Oh, well. Now you see her, now you don't.
Hi.
Oh, hi. Hi.
Are you, free for lunch?
Well, Janet was nip out some sandwiches, actually, but if you care to join me.
Yeah, go on then, I'll settle for that. Thanks, Janet.
What would you like?
Oh, anything that's going, really, as long as it's either looked over a 5-bar gate or under one.
Put like that, it makes you feel quite queasy, doesn't it?
So, just suddenly swept over you, did it, love? This irresistible urge to rush down and have lunch with me.
Yeah, well, I did just want a little word as well.
You know, I had a funny feeling you probably did.
Oh, I see. You're going in for mind reading as well now, are we? Well, go on then, clever clogs. Don't just leave it there. Tell me what it was I wanted a word with you about.
Well, now, the astral's a little bit muggy at the moment.
Oh, yes, here they come already, the excuses.
But if I was going to make an educated guess, I'd say you've been talking to our Susan.
I'm impressed. That's very good.
Yeah, mind you, it doesn't need a telepath to know how Susan's mind works. And I figured that sooner or later she'd have a go at you about this business the other day, having got nowhere with me.
Yeah, well, she is pretty upset about it, Ken.
Well, of course she is. But then that's how things are now today, isn't it, love? In today's brave, embracing new business world, a regular dose of disappointment.
Come on, don't be so blooming pompous. This is your daughter we're talking about, you know.
Oh, well, love, I spelt it out to Susan, I'll spell it out to you. No special favours because she's my daughter. At least, not where business is concerned.
Or, to put it another way, at least not where Baldwin's concerned. Right, Ken?
If you like.
Lost someone, have you?
Only the one. But if she comes in, tell her I've gone, will you?
Yeah, sure.
See you. So.
Pineapple juice, please.
Oh, I'll get that.
No, thank you, it's all right.
No, I insist.
Oh, right, thank you.
Seen Rita this morning?
Yes, of course.
How was she?
Rita, well, she's fine. Full of beans, actually.
Really?
Yes, in fact, I don't know, and I last saw her in such good spirits, really.
I see.
Why, is anything wrong?
No, of course not. Except that I'll be going back to Dubai at the end of the month.
Oh, yes.
Yes, so will you tell her when you see her that I'll be calling by just to confirm that the same arrangements still apply while I'm away? As far as Jenny's concerned, that is.
So when is the happy day, then? Or is it not really possible to be quite that precise just yet?
Well, 24th of February seems to be favourite. Isn't that right, love?
Oh, right, yeah. It's not that generally that happy a day, though, not in my experience, anyway.
Well, worth it, though, love, in the end.
Yeah, well, you would say that, Alf, wouldn't you, being a man? I tell you, Emily, if the fellas had had to have babies, the human race would have died out long since, like the dinosaurs, only sooner. Next time round, I'm coming back as a man.
Yeah, well, just as long as you don't expect me to come back as a woman. What do you say, Emily?
One of those occasions, I think, when what's called for is a diplomatic no comment, followed by a discreet exit. Oh, and do tell Gail, if there's anything at all she needs, well, she knows where I live.
Yes, we'll tell her, love. Thank you.
Bye.
Not a bad lass, isn't Emily?
It's all right, if you like that sort of thing.
Do you not?
Yeah, I suppose. Oh, Alf, I'm sorry. It's just that I'm all scratchy today. I could claw the eyes of the world out.
How come?
I'm just worried about Gail, aren't I? I mean, I could spit honestly when I think of that little girl and the trouble she's in, and Brian blinking Tilsey as free as a bird now.
Hey, now, come on. She's going to be all right, you know, isn't she?
Do you think she will, Alf?
Of course she will be. We'll make sure she is, won't we?
Do you know something?
What, love?
I don't think I will come back as a man next time.
Hey, I'm a bit glad about that.
Oh, he said that, did he?
Yes, well, I don't think he put it quite as boldly as that.
Well, how boldly did he put it, Mavis?
Hey,
Yes, Martin.
well, it's about that money I owe you.
For the last time, you do not owe me any money. Alan's already coughed up for the car.
It just doesn't seem right, that, though.
Well, what doesn't?
Well, I'm paying for it.
Well, why doesn't it? If it makes him happy. And I mean, after all, it was all Jenny's fault, wasn't it?
I still feel some responsibility, though.
Right, well, tell Alan that. Sort it out with him. Come to whatever arrangements you like, but leave me out of it, right?
Right.
Right. Anything else I can do for you?
No, thanks.
Right. Right, now, where were we? Oh, yes, that's where we were.
Rita, I don't want you to go and get this whole thing out of proportion.
Well, I'll do my best not to, Mavis. But at this moment in time, I'm offering no guarantees. Now, tell me again, what exactly was the message? You're trying to tell me that he actually had the nerve to tell you that he's going back to Dubai after all, and fully expects me to carry on looking after his daughter as if nothing had happened?
Well, I thought you liked having Jenny around.
It's still nice to be asked.
Yes, but what you don't seem to realise, Rita, is he probably only said what he said because of what I said.
And what did you say?
Well, I mean, I was that mad when he asked after you, and I said you were fine. In fact, I deliberately tried to give him the impression that you were full of the joys in a throwaway sort of way, you know, in case he realised.
Realised what?
Well, that I was already what you might call au fait with the situation, because up until that time I tried to give him the impression that I wasn't.
I see.
Oh, well, what I'm really trying to say is, Rita, that if he hadn't got the impression that, well, from me, I mean, that you weren't bothered, then I get the impression he wouldn't have tried to give me the impression that he wasn't either, if you see what I mean.
I don't think I do, Mavis. You wouldn't like to go round once more just for luck, would you?
Oh, what's the use? I mean, I'm beginning to feel that through no fault of my own, this is all my fault.
Oh, well, don't you worry about it.
Where are you going now?
Well, to see him, where else?
To say what, though?
Well, that, Mavis, I wouldn't have thought was fit for your delicate ears.
Rita, I thought I tried to explain what happened now.
Yes, you have, Mavis, and in detail. And you know something? I'm more confused now than I was before. So when in danger or doubt, go straight for the horse's mouth, I always say. Or do I mean throat? Anyway, I'll see you later. Bye for now.
Oh, darling. Have you got a minute, Louis? Jack? Oi. You as well. Now then, I'm getting too old, too tired, and definitely too poor to put up with this much longer. Now, you see...
What?
Well, it's these daft pair of beggars behaving more like cat and dog than father and son. It seems to me that we just have got 3 choices open to us.
3 choices?
That's right, lovey. And choice number 1, we could ban this son of yours from coming in here at all.
Well, why don't you get it done, then?
Because, Jack, in these difficult times, we need every dedicated drinker we can get now, don't we? That brings us to choice number 2. And me being senior bar person here, I could advise our worthy leader to get shut of you as well.
Me?
Now you get into it.
Bert'll never get rid of me because of him.
She might, if you lose this customer through this damn silly feud of yours. On the other hand, she might just cut her losses and get shut of both of you.
Oh, what's choice number 3?
Ah, choice number 3 is for these 2 to kiss and make up, even though it does nearly choke them.
That'll be the day.
Yeah, with knobs on and all.
Look, I would be prepared to settle for a quick grudging handshake and have done with all this nonsense once and for all.
Oh, come on, you two. Will you stop behaving like a couple of big soft kids? It's all the same with these disputes, isn't it? I mean, sooner or later, whether you like it or not, you're both going to have to get round the table.
Well?
Well?
When 3 wells make a river, oh, come on. It's not getting us anywhere now, is it?
Come on, Mr. Duckworth. Father's privilege. Forgive and forget, eh?
And what about the one that says honour thy father and thy mother, eh? Eh? Says that in the 10 Commandments, that.
Well, I'll tell you what, shall I, Father? I'll start observing that one when you start observing the other 9.
Hey, enough's enough now, Terry. Are we shaking hands or what?
Go on, then. Mine's a pint.
So's mine, if you're getting them in. Hey, she's the peacemaker, not me.
Peacemaker, yes. Father Christmas? No way. Besides, we've just shut.
Oh, thanks. Hello, you've been waiting long?
How dare you?
What?
Look, if you've got something to say to me, at least have the guts and come and say it to me face.
Don't go through some intermediary like Gawpy Mavis Riley.
Well, I was going to.
Oh, what was all that with Mavis this morning, then?
Well, like I say, I was going to come round to the shop, but when I saw Mavis standing there, I thought, well, it was too good an opportunity to miss.
To get out of coming round to the shop?
No, to test the temperature of the water.
Oh, that's what you're doing, is it? Testing the temperature of the water? You shouldn't be surprised, then, if your fingers get burned.
Does that mean you won't look after Jenny while I'm away?
No, it doesn't mean that. Of course I'll have her. Did you really think I wouldn't?
Well, I didn't know what to think after the other night. I mean, I suppose I did come on a bit strong.
You suppose?
Sorry.
I should damn well think so and all.
It was just that, I was a bit stunned, that's all.
Stunned? Oh, that any woman of my advanced years could possibly consider turning down the golden opportunity of marrying you.
No, that's not what I meant, and not what I meant the other night either. Stop putting words into my mouth, will you?
I'm not putting anything in your mouth, Alan. It isn't already in your head.
And that's not true either. And now that you mention it, yes, I was surprised that you turned me down. Very surprised.
Were you?
And do you know why I was surprised? Because up until that moment, I was under the distinct impression that you felt the same about me as I felt about you.
And who says I don't?
But she refused to marry me.
Alan, being in love with a person is one thing. Saying you'll marry them is something different altogether.
What did you just say?
I said saying you'll marry them is something
No,
different.
before that.
It's gone out of my head.
What is it?
Open it and see.
So?
Turn it over then.
Susan Baldwin, marketing manager of Baldwin's Casuals, presents Tara and Sean with their hopscotch outfit to compensate them for the clothes they lost in the fire. What fire?
A fire they nearly lost their lives in.
Yeah, sorry, Susan, afraid I still don't get it.
Well, there's a story in the Gazette, right, about these two kids who lost all the clothes in this fire.
Well, sorry, love, but I hardly think we'd be interested in some rehash of the Gazette's leaving.
Only they didn't get the true story, did they? Not the Gazette.
What true story? Oh, you mean this little publicity stunt of yours, providing them with new outfits?
No, the reason why we provided them with new outfits. Because little Tara only saved her brother's life by dragging him from the flames. And this is before the fire brigade even got there.
Not true.
Of course it's true. I wouldn't go to all this trouble if it wasn't.
How did you hear about it?
Come on, Dad. A good journalist never reveals her sources. Now, do you want the story or not, or should I take it round to the Gazette?
You got a copy to go with this?
Mm.
I still don't understand why you won't marry me.
Well, that's because you've been in a country where women are generally judged by how many camels they'll bring in. Usually grateful if anybody will marry them.
So what you're saying is that I've been taking you for granted, is that right?
Well, I'd be lying through my teeth if I didn't admit that was part of it. There's a bit more to it than that.
Oh, yeah.
Alan, I was married for a long time.
You can't live in the past, Rita.
And I'm not doing. But since then, I've had something in my life I never had before. Independence. Tell you something about independence, Alan. Once you've had a taste of it, you don't give it up all that easily. Not without a bit of a fight, anyway.
So what you're saying, Rita, is that as far as you're concerned, your independence is far too important for you to ever want to give it up.
Well, what I'm trying to say is I think it might be, and then again it might not. Look, let's just see what happens, eh? Just for a bit. Not rush into anything.
What if I was to say that I'm not going back to Dubai? What then?
You are going back to Dubai.
Am I?
Well, aren't you?
Would it make any difference if I wasn't?
Not to what I've just said, no. Except, it would certainly make my day if you weren't.
G'day. You gonna let me in then?
Sorry? You're sorry? Well, what did you expect, Ian? What are you doing here? Why did you come back?
The truth?
Yes, it's true. I'm not sure it's your baby.
Well, your mother seems pretty sure.
Don't blame me for what my mother says.
I'm not blaming you, Gail. I'm not blaming you for anything. I'm blaming myself. I've done nothing else since I read that letter. Whatever I may not be responsible for, it is my fault that you and Brian are breaking up, isn't it? He is divorcing you.
Yes, he's divorcing me.
And you ask me why I'm here. Gail, I've come back to do whatever you want me to do.
I want you to go home, Ian. Whatever doubts there might be about the baby's father, I know who its mother is. It's me. And I intend to have my baby and love it and bring it up the best way I possibly can, without Brian and without you.
But I want to marry you, Gail.
Don't you think you should marry me? That's not the same thing. It's far from it. You don't have to do anything for me, Ian. Really.
But I want to. I owe it to you. I came to take you back.
When all this started, I wasn't sure that I could cope. As I'm sure now, I can manage very well. As long as I don't get any more shocks like opening the door to you at 10 o'clock at night. I thought you were thousands of miles away.
Well, I'd have phoned, but I was afraid that you'd stop me from coming, and all I could think of was getting to you. I thought you loved me. Can you remember those things you said to me at the airport?
I can remember the things you said to me, Ian. You walked away from me.
I walked away from the trouble I could have caused you. Can you really remember that day? All you wanted to do was get on a plane with me and leave Brian and Nicky and everyone, everything. You must have loved me.
Maybe I did. I don't know. You were everything to me that Brian hadn't been, so maybe that was it. Or infatuation. Or madness. You're a good man, Ian. You're kind and you're good, but it's not enough. I know what I want, and it's more than kindness, and I'll not settle for anything less. Thank you. Where are you staying?
I booked into that hotel by the airport.
Have you got yourself a car?
No, I took a taxi. Can I call one from here?
Sure. Would you like a drink? A whiskey?
Yeah, please, I think I need one.
I think I do too.
Top it up with boiling water and a touch of lemon juice and half a teaspoonful of sugar. Well, have you right enough?
It's not a cold I've got, you know. I mean, I'm not snuffly or anything. I'm just...
You just run down. I know it's the same thing. You just need to pick me up.
Won't pick it up, this. I'll have a flat on her back.
Hey, don't go mad now.
Now, you do as you're told. It'll do you the world of good. My Uncle Tom swears by hot whiskey. And you respect his judgment, don't you? Takes it for everything. Colds, hangovers, broken legs.
Yeah, there you go. Be careful. It's hot.
Well?
Warming the cottles in out, then.
Oh, yeah, well, it's very nice. Very comforting. And how is your Uncle Tom, then?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't heard. I thought of ringing him tonight, but, well, he's probably out with one of his lady friends, like as not.
Oh, does he have a lot of lady friends?
Oh, me Uncle Tom. They call him the Shaker Stockport.
Oh, he never struck me
She's kidding you.
He's frightened to death of women.
Well, he never struck me as being that, neither. He always seems just, well, you know, sociable.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's different when he's in a pub or when he's in the shop chatting up his lady customers. It's women on their own that frighten the life out of him.
Oh.
Well, unless he likes you.
Oh.
Well, there was this widow. She kept a wool shop next door to him. Now they got on like a house on fire.
Oh, and are they still going out?
No. She moved down south to live with her son in Folkestone or Bournemouth, somewhere like that. She's well out at way.
Come on, you, anyway. Bed. A good night's sleep won't do you any harm whatsoever. And think on. from tomorrow you start taking it a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Come on, take your drink up with you.
Well, I think I will. Night, love.
Night, night. Sweet dreams.
Ah.
Night, wife.
Thanks, love. Night, night.
Hey, remind me to phone me Uncle Tom first thing in the morning. He'll book her up.
You're interfering, you know that.
No, I'm not. I'm just helping.
You know, it's amazing. I never for one moment thought we'd be sitting here, talking the way we are, and sipping a drink.
Where did you think we'd be? Upstairs?
Well, that was a possibility. Or you could have been beating me over the head with a frying pan. I didn't know what to expect. It certainly wasn't this.
Oh, well, I've had a long time to think things over. And the little girl that begged you to take her back to Australia is gone forever. I'm not exactly over the moon about this, but there's one thing I've learned about myself in the last few months. I don't need anybody. I don't need men. I don't need Brian. And I don't need you. I'll manage fine. I couldn't stand any more.
Who told Brian about us?
I did. Well, tell me what I should have done, Ian. I found out I was having a baby. I thought it was yours. That's not strictly true. I was sure it was yours. I couldn't live with that. Hello? Oh, hello, Pauline. What now? No, but I was just on my way. Well, I'm not feeling too clever, and Nick is playing up, so I want to get him settled. Look, why don't I call round tomorrow? You can model it for me then, eh? All right, leave it till tomorrow. Bye. A neighbour. Wanted to show me a new coat.
You want me to go?
No, I put her off. She was only nosing. Probably saw you arriving and wanted to get a better look. We're lucky. She usually just barges straight in.
Well, at least she's diplomatic.
Yeah, it's not one of her strong suits. Another drink?
No, thanks. I'll get to the hotel. Can I call you tomorrow?
If you want to, yeah.
I'll want to. You get me a taxi?
Sure.
What's that friend of yours going to say if she sees me leaving now?
I don't care what she says, Ian. I don't care what anybody says anymore. They'll be here in their own good time.
I'm not sorry I came over.
Neither am I. It's not every woman can say a man flew all the way from Australia just because he got a letter saying she was in a bit of trouble.
It was more than that, Gail, a lot more than that. I still want to marry you.
Ian, when I told Brian about us, I knew I was doing the right thing. Everybody else thought I was crackers. But that's something else I've learned. Nobody knows you like yourself. What I did was right, and what I'm going to do is right. Here's your taxi. I'll be happy. You'll see. That will bring Pauline to the bedroom window. Ring me tomorrow if you want.
Who was it? Was it my dad?
No, it wasn't. And what are you doing down here?
Who was it?
It was your Uncle Ian from Australia.
Uncle Ian, has he come back?
For a little while. Just for a little while. Now, go on. Get yourself to bed. I want to ring your Nana Audrey.
Can I talk to her?
No, you can't. Get back to bed. Get that game out, and we'll have one more turn before you go to sleep, and only one.
Great!
Hello, Alf? Can I speak to Audrey, please?
Look, that story I bought you about the Nobras, are you putting it front page?
No.
Oh, go on, it's a scoop. That little girl rescuing her brother.
Yeah.
Nobody else got it.
Scoop it may well be. It's also a blatant piece of advertising. You didn't miss that trick, did you? Susan Baldwin gives the Norbury kids their hopscotch outfit after fire burns their council home. If I play by the rules, I put advertising feature over that lot. But...
Oh, come on, I brought you the story.
Seeing as you're my daughter and you brought me the story, I'll tell them to put it on page 3. It'll be prominent, but not front page.
Oh, thanks, Dan. Oh, go on then, get some printers. Quick.
What was all that about?
None of your business.
Isn't it? You're missing most of yesterday and now you're in a huddle with your old man. What's it all about?
Just hold your breath till tomorrow, then you'll find out. Morning.
What do you want for your dinner?
Oh, anything, love.
That's a great help. How about them sweet and sour porks? You like them?
Oh, aye, he's coming this morning.
Right, well, bring a couple of packets round when he's
Right.
been... And don't wait till dinner time, please. I need at least half hour to get them ready. Don't go forgetting like you normally do.
You're a bit naughty this morning. Has Gail been ringing you again or something?
Oh, don't talk to me about her. She gave me a right going over last night. As if I was to know he'd jump on the first plane.
Well, love.
Oh, go on, say it. I told you so. Didn't try and stop me, though, did you?
I didn't even know you were sending the flaming letter, did I?
Always some excuse, Alf. Don't forget, at least half hour. Hello, love. Hello.
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 Corporal Hopwood reporting for duty.
I never expected you so soon. Have you left shop?
No, I've got a couple looking after it from Ovett Road, you know. They're getting on a bit, but they're as honest as the day is long. And a bit of spare cash doesn't do 'em any harm, does it? Where is she?
Oh, she's still at the Rover. She's going to be another half hour there yet. Come in, I'll make you a nice cup of tea.
Okay. Lovely. You've twisted me arm.
Aye.
Here, get these in kitchen, will you?
Oh, Uncle Tom, look at that. You shouldn't have bothered.
Well, I'd have an excuse for coming, hadn't I? Or did you want me to say, Sally rang and said you wanted cheering up?
Hey, don't you dare. Put kettle on.
Lovely.
Oh, Tom. Hello. Thought it might be you.
Really? You surprised me.
Oh, don't start all that again. I mean, whatever I did for the best.
Well, I hope he makes you pay his fare. I would if I was him.
I haven't committed a murder, you know. All I did was write him a letter. Whatever you may think, madam, you don't expect someone living in Australia to hop on a plane and travel umpteen thousand miles just because they got a letter.
Well, that depends what's in the letter, doesn't it, madam? I mean, if it says the woman you had an affair with is having a baby, and it might interest you to know that you've broken up a marriage, there's every chance he might hop on a plane. Of course, there's not many Australians who get that kind of letter. Come to that, there's not many women in England have mothers who'd send them.
You can be very cruel at times, you know. You don't get that from me. What do you say?
He wants to marry me, sweep me off to Australia, keep me and Nicky in comfort for the rest of our lives.
Oh, don't tell me you've turned him down.
Flat.
Oh.
I don't want to marry anybody, ma'am. Least of all someone who thinks he's got to make it up to me because he's done me wrong. I did me wrong, and I've paid for it. And I'm not going to make the rest of my life a misery with a husband who looks at me like a whipped spaniel.
Sit down.
No.
Well, if you want my opinion, I think you're stupid.
Now, that could be hereditary.
This is getting us nowhere. Do as you're told just for once and sit down for a minute.
No, I've got to get Nicky to school. I left him in the shop with Alf. I didn't want him to hear me having another row. I think he's had enough of that.
Yeah, poor little mate.
Don't you feel sorry for him? He's my responsibility. They both are. And I don't intend to wish it on anybody else. I'm not the only woman in the world who's bringing up kids on their own, you know. It can be done.
Oh, I know.
Why are you taking so much telling, ma'am, when you've been through it all yourself?
I didn't enjoy it, Gail.
Well, that's where you and me are different, ma'am. Because I am going to enjoy it. If it kills me.
Flaming woman's job, this is.
Bye, Jack. A couple of rounds with Jermaine Greer would do you the world of good. She'd knock the living daylights out of you. If there was a rosette going for the best male chauvinist pig in the show, you'd win it by a mile.
All right. You're all so damn clever and you reckon you're all so equal. Is she going to start humping a load of battles about when I'm a bit off colour? You know, I can do with you women, but it's also flipping one-sided, isn't it? It's all, don't forget to do your share of the housework, Idle Jack, but you never found how I bailed her up my ladder cleaning me windows on a cold and frosty morning, did you? We're not open yet.
I've just come to see Hilda.
She's working.
Who is it?
It's me, love. Tom Hopwood. I just wanted a quick word with Hilda.
Oh, come on in, love. Sit yourself down. I'll get her for you.
Thank you.
Hilda? Your boyfriend's here.
Me what?
Sally's uncle, your boyfriend.
Oh, he's not me boyfriend.
Well, whatever he is, he's over there waiting for you.
What are you doing here?
From what I hear, you're not so good.
Oh, hello. That missy yours been sticking a pretty little nose in, has she?
No, I called round with a bag of veg, and she just happened to mention you were a touch off colour, so I thought I'd pop in and see how you are.
Well, I'm not off colour.
What am I doing this lot for, then?
Shut it, Jack.
Are you sure you're all right?
Of course I'm sure.
I'm glad to hear it, because you're coming out with me tonight.
And what?
You're going out with me. There's a dance on at the co-op near us. It's in aid of something or other, I don't know what, but it'll be a good do. You know, none of your rock and roll or your old time, but proper dancing, you know, tangos and quick steps and waltzes. The kind you said you liked. You do like dancing, don't you?
Well, yes, I do, but not tonight.
Why not?
Oh, go on. A couple of tangos will put you back on your feet. Or his feet, according to how good a dancer you are.
I'm a very good dancer, I'll have you know.
Well, go on. Get your sequins sewn on. Give Stockport a treat.
No, I don't feel like it. Not tonight.
Oh, I thought it'd be just a thing.
Well, you're not giving up, are you? Stick the boot in. Show her who's boss. Always the fella, isn't it, Jack? Come on now, sit yourself down and get that silver tongue of yours working. Hilda, you sit down and all. Jack, get them both a drink.
Me and all.
Yeah, go on. Hurry up and persuade her, would you, love? It's costing me a fortune.
It'd book me up and all, you know.
Come in, come on. I thought you was at hotel.
No, not tonight. They got a conference on. No rooms left. Oh, don't worry, I'll find somewhere.
Consider it found. You can stay here.
Oh, no.
Yes.
What will your husband say?
Oh, come on, he won't mind.
Oh,
Ian, you're staying. Come on. Go and put your bags in the hall. We'll take them up after. Go on. See you brought the weather with you.
Oh, I wish I had. Ever seen Gail this morning?
Yeah, I have seen her. So I know what's been going on between the pair of you. And I want you to know I don't care what she thinks of you. I think you're wonderful. Well, I thought you might write back, you know, send a bit of money for the baby, perhaps.
Which might not be mine.
Well, that's something we may never know, love, isn't it? Well, I think she's a very lucky girl having you stand by her the way you are. Oh, I think she were a bit shocked at first, you know, to see you. She probably didn't know what she was saying, but give her a couple of days, she'd come round.
You reckon I ought to stick around for a day or two?
Oh, Ian, of course. Oh, look, come on. Don't go running off and let a chance like this go begging, please. You could regret it for the rest of your life.
I don't want you to get in any trouble, though, but if Susan comes in, could you tell her that her article is safe at the printer's?
And that'll make her happy, will it?
Well, one can only hope. Bye.
Bye, love.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, love.
I'm just after some information. Al,
Yes,
do you know if Gail's got a carry cot?
Oh, I don't know. No.
Audrey, no, though.
Well, it's just a girl at work wants to get rid of one.
Well, go ask May Way. She'll be in. She's there.
Oh. The less I know about that wife of his, the better I like it.
You beat me, the pair of you. You're both after the same thing.
Happens so, love. But we've got different ways of going about it.
So I got the first plane I could.
And she showed you the door after that. I don't know what's come over her. Oh, I swear my husband can smell this coffee from that shop of his. Oh, hello.
Your husband sent me to see if Gail's got a carry cot. Only there's one going across road.
A carry cat, yes, I think so. She's not short of anything.
Is that... It's his, isn't it? It's Ian's.
Hello, Auntie.
Well, you art-faced young devil, you, coming back here after what you did. And what's he doing here with you? What are you planning now, some more trouble?
He's come to sort out the trouble, which is more than we can say for that precious son of yours, isn't it?
There wouldn't have been any flaming trouble if it hadn't have been for him. And you better watch out for that precious son of mine, or heaven help you.
Come on, don't let's have a slanging match on the street. If you got something to say, come inside and say it.
I wouldn't be seen dead in the same house as him. You get your comeuppance, young lad, as God's my judge.
Now you know.
Oh, way. Sounds like Ivy Tosley and her next door's been at it again.
Never mind them. Get this dress tried on. But if Bet Lynch lent it to you, I doubt you're going to wear it.
Still, it was very good of her. Anyhow, I'll see what it's like. It won't be a minute, Tom.
All right, I'd best be off. I don't want to leave Darby and Joel too long. I'll pick you up at 7 sharp, OK?
All right.
Oh, sorry.
Is Mrs. Ogden in by any chance?
Yes. Come in. She won't be a minute. She's just changing her dress.
Oh. Well, don't disturb her. I can wait a moment or two. My name's Lara. And Mrs. Ogden is kind enough to help my wife and I out on occasions.
Oh, aye. She's talked about you.
Really? Well, my wife has a little party tonight, which has grown into rather a bigger one. And she was wondering if Mrs. Ogden could spare her a couple of her precious hours.
Oh, she was going out with me tonight, actually, dancing. Only she's been a bit run down lately, you know, a bit depressed, and we thought a night out would do her a bit of good.
Say no more. Splendid idea. A night out would do her far more good than anything I could prescribe.
Are you sure you don't want to work, yeah?
No, just so I call Mr.
Hopwood.
Hopwood. Mr. Hopwood. Nice to have met you.
Aye, ta.
Goodbye.
Ta then.
I could build a fountain for you a bit. Who was that?
It was that Lowther fella. He wanted Hilda to go round there tonight. But I told him she was going out with me dancing. Did I do right?
Yeah, of course you did. Just don't tell her that's all. Don't mention it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I've got some news for you. Ian's back.
Who?
Ian, don't tell me you forgot him.
He's back.
He's back.
In England?
In this flaming street.
Give me my opinion.
More than once.
You should never have asked him here. You should never have encouraged him to stay here. And as soon as he's out of here and home in flaming Australia, the better it'll be for everybody.
Keep your voice down.
Yeah, and as for having him in this house...
You don't like that, either.
No, I do not. I mean, look at it from Brian's point of view. He's living 2 doors away, and we're giving board and lodging to the fellow who started it all. It's enough to try the patience of a saint, is that?
I don't think it's a saint we're talking about.
No, quite. You get them 2 face to face, you'll have a right scene on your hands.
Oh, you're going to give yourself heartburn again if you don't stop getting in such a flap.
I've got that already. It won't go while he's here either. I feel as if I'm living with a time bomb under the roof.
I'll have a word when he gets down.
Yeah, well, you talk all you like, just as long as he's away by tonight.
Well, we'll see, won't we? Come on, have you seen the time? You're going to keep the bread man waiting. Get out.
I'm going. Just make sure he goes.
Oh, yes.
See, this'll keep the buck hold out, for the devil.
I'm off then, Mum.
Yes, love. Brian, you won't...
It's OK. But if you like, you can follow me to the end of the street, see I go straight at garage.
I don't know what sort of a game they're supposed to be playing, but I'm proud of you, love, where you're taking it. I am.
I just don't want to see him, Mum. I mean, why should I? Give him a chance, though. Wouldn't mind knocking his flaming block off.
Now, Brian.
I'm only joking.
Yeah, well, I could understand this if you weren't. But you've got enough on your plate as it is. We aren't getting in trouble with police. That's what it could lead to, love, if all did happen.
It won't. Trust me.
Yeah, I do.
Bye, then.
So...
You know,
It's funny how your legs seem to have a better memory than your head. I'd have sworn I'd forgotten half the dances we used to do. They'd announce, take your partners for the foxtrot, and he'd say, come on, let's be having you. And I'd say, oh, no, I can't. But you know what he's like, won't take no for an answer.
I can imagine.
Then the minute I was up, it all come back to me.
Ah.
La, dee, dee, dee. Not that I didn't step on his toes a time or two.
Did he complain?
No, he said I was that dainty, he never felt a thing. Of course, I said, you've just got stout shoes on, that's all it is.
Right, I'm off. See you later.
Oh, Kev, what are you going to do for your dinner?
Don't know yet.
Well, if you got it Rovers, will you come here and call for me?
Yeah, okay. See you now.
Well, hello.
Hey, you might see your uncle if you're going in the Rovers. He said he might call in this dinner time.
Oh, you've got a date, have you?
No, I have not. The only dates you get at my age are them sticky things in flat boxes. No, but I did just happen to say I might call in if I got my jobs done in time.
And I'm sure you will.
Yeah, well, not if I don't look sharp, I won't. Got Mrs. Lowthers to do this morning. No doubt she'll have found me something extra to do. Not that I mind, of course. I mean, she always asks so nicely, you couldn't refuse if you wanted to.
Did Uncle Tom tell you about Dr. Lowther calling?
Calling where?
Here last night.
No.
No, well, it was while you were upstairs getting ready to go out. He wanted to know if you could help out at something or other. But Uncle Tom explained that you couldn't because you two were going out.
Oh, no.
Well, I mean, they can't expect you to be at the beck and call 24 hours a day, can they?
Oh, but I would never... Oh, whatever will they think? They'll think I told him to say that, won't they? They're bound to.
No, well, the heck.
Any road, what were you thinking of? You should have known better, even if Tom didn't.
I knew it's better for you to go dancing than to go skivvying, yes.
I'd rather you didn't refer to it as that, Sally.
Well...
And as for that dance, I wouldn't have enjoyed one single minute of it had I known.
Well, you didn't know, and so you did enjoy yourself, didn't you?
Oh, when I think. There was me, tripping round like some giddy girl what hadn't a care in the world. Yes, well, never again. I've learnt my lesson, haven't I?
You want to see Gail again?
I don't think there's much point.
Oh, Ian, surely. I mean, well, it would have been a shock for you turning up out of the blue like that. I mean, as I said before, she wouldn't know what she was saying.
Well, it sounded to me like she knew all right.
Well, she's had time to sleep on it now. Reconsider.
Look, Audrey, I know I haven't always been too clever where Gail's concerned. I got it wrong once and I ended up making a mess of a life for her. So when I came back this time, I thought I'm going to do whatever she wants, whatever.
Well, happens she doesn't know what she wants.
Well, she wants me to go. She wants me to stay out of her life.
Well, I think she's stupid. She'll regret it. I know she will.
Well, anyway. I'm going to go down to London, see if I can arrange a flight from there. No, there's just one thing I want to do before I go.
What's that?
I want to see Brian.
Brian?
Yep.
What do you want to see him for?
Well, I've come all this way. It'd be like I sneaked in and sneaked out again if I didn't face him.
What are you going to say to him?
I don't know. Not till I see him. I suppose I could say sorry, if nothing else.
Oh, well, I can understand your feelings, though, but I mean, don't you think it is better sometimes to sneak in and sneak out, like you were saying?
What, and feel I'd been a coward for the rest of my
Now,
life?
nobody would think that.
Yeah, well, they wouldn't have to. Look, don't worry. Another few hours and I'll be out of your lives forever.
Do you really have to see Brian first?
Sit yourself down.
Oh, it's not a social call. I should be at work, but I can't carry on as though nothing's happening. Not when we all know who's turned up again. Although how he's got the nerve to show himself is beyond me.
We're talking about Ian, I suppose.
Well, you suppose right. What sort of a palaver is this, then? I mean, what do you intend to gain by it?
I don't intend to gain anything.
Well, you must have lured him back over here, mustn't you? Don't tell me he's just turned up on the off chance. And what's our Brian supposed to do, then, seeing this... Well, I don't know what to call him. I don't. But seeing him back here on his own doorstep...
I don't know what Brian's supposed to do.
Or is that why you've done it, so it's our Brian...
Now, hang on a minute, Ivy. You've had your say, let me have mine.
Well?
Brian can do what he likes, and he can think what he likes. We're all but divorced, Ivy, and I'm not going to spend the rest of my life worrying about what he
Well,
thinks.
that's no reason
no,
to...
I didn't lure Ian over here, as a matter of fact. I was surprised to see him as anybody, probably more surprised. That's the honest truth, Ivy. Believe it or not.
Well, I believe you. Of course I will.
Thank you.
But what's he doing over here? I mean, he must have some reason.
He found out. Never mind how. But he found out what happened between me and Brian. And he came to ask me what I want him to do about it.
Like what?
Like, do I expect him to marry me? If you want to know the answer, which I'm sure you do, it was no, I don't. I don't want any help from Brian. I certainly don't want any help from Ian.
Excuse me, mate.
Yeah?
Brian around?
No. To go out this morning. Can I help?
Do you know when he'll be back?
Don't know. Has to go to a lorry what I've broken now. Might be all day of a job. You're
Yeah, I am.
from Australia. Does Brian know you're in?
Dunno, might do. Though, won't be here for much longer. I just wanted to catch him before I went.
Oh.
Yeah, well, you might just tell him I was looking for him. Okay? Thanks, mate.
I will, yeah.
70-year-old Tara raised the alarm which woke the rest of the family. It was her quick thinking that allowed the family to escape. The house was a blazing inferno when the fire brigade arrived, and...
You're bringing back some awful memories for me, you know.
You don't have to read it all, you know.
All right, this is the best bit anyway, under the picture. Susan Baldwin, marketing manager of Baldwin Casuals...
Yeah, that's you, innit?
presenting the Norbury children with their hopscotch outfits after fire destroyed their council house. That's marvellous.
An act of pure kindness with no thought of the publicity it might bring. It makes me want to cry, doesn't it you, Jack?
Oh,
Well, they did need some clothes.
Of course they did. And you needed the publicity, so everyone's happy all round. Tell you what, got any champagne?
Oh, no.
We're going to celebrate, so we'll have 2 corned beef sandwiches, a couple of packets of crisps, and a bottle of champagne.
What flavour crisps? What year of champagne?
Oh, cheese and onion. Any year you like. Knowing you'd have probably been next year's anyway.
If you would care to sit down, it will be served at your table.
Thank you. Come on in.
I don't suppose you want champagne, do you?
No, a pint of better half a lager and 2 cheese butties, please, yeah?
Did he say what he wanted him for?
Nope, just said he wanted to see him. I said, well, I don't know when he'll be back. He said, well, just tell him I've been.
And are you going to?
Oh, why not? I mean, it's not to do with me, is it? I'm just a messenger.
Hilda, over here. I took liberty of ordering for you. Morning gone all right, has it?
It hasn't, no.
Why, what's up?
Well, it was me morning for the Lowthers. You've come across Dr. Lowther already, I believe.
Have I?
The gentleman what called last night asking if I could help out. Only without consulting me, you took it upon yourself to tell him no.
Well, I mean, we'd made us arrangements, hadn't we?
Oh, they could have been unmade. I mean, can you imagine what it's been like for me this morning?
They haven't been getting at you, have they?
Oh, no, no. No, no, they're much too well bred for that. But the Lukes were there. The Lukes were there from the minute I set foot in the house. Luke's what said, what kind of person is this that we can't rely on any longer?
Oh, come on now, Hilda.
Oh, I'm not blaming you. No, no, I blame myself. Thinking I could go gadding about at my age must have been off my head.
But you enjoyed it.
Not this morning, I didn't. Not seeing Mrs. Lowther looking at me like that and knowing what she must have been thinking.
Oh, who cares what you were thinking? They sound a right pair of stuck-up Herberts to me, them.
Oh, do they? Well, let me tell you, Tom Hopwood, they've always been very good to me, and I regard it as an honour and a privilege to be working for them. Not if I still am working for them after last night. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a lot to be getting on with.
Hey, you're not going. You haven't started your drink yet.
Don't feel very thirsty.
Hey, Hilda, remember last night? Remember how you were on that dance floor? You looked as if you didn't have a care in the world.
Yes, well, just shows how silly I was then, doesn't it?
Yes, Cocker Rocker.
I'll have a pie, please, but a meat and potato pie.
James? You all right?
Yeah, fine.
Good, good.
I thought it was you.
Oh, Mum, what do you want?
Nothing, Louis. I'm not stopping. I just want to tell you something that might set your mind at rest.
What?
I've been round to see Gail. Now, listen, hear me out before you say anything. Apparently, Brian, she had no idea that Ian was going to turn up. She's not sent for him out like that.
So?
So I'm telling you in case you might be worrying.
I'm not. I don't give a damn what he does or what she does, for that matter.
Really? Well, apparently, he's come to tell her that he'll marry her if she wants him to.
Marry her?
Oh, she said no, of course she has. So he's had a long, wasted journey with no doubt. Right, you'll be on for your tea, will you?
Oh, yeah.
Do you want me to shake it up and spray it like them racing drivers?
No.
You'll have a big dry cleaning bill if you do. How can we have no money to spend on advertising? But we can afford 12 champagne with our dinner.
Well, it's called getting your priorities right.
I didn't expect you back till this after. That wasn't as big a job as I thought. Can you hold the fort a bit longer? Only there's something I've got to see to. Yeah, sure.
Oh, what are you going to tell me?
Oh, yeah, you had a visitor this morning. It was that,
It was Ian from Australia.
And?
He just said he wanted to see you before he went back.
Did he say why, though?
No.
Well, I better find out then, hadn't I?
I should have guessed.
What?
Well, first of all, you send the advance guard, then she reports back, and now right on cue.
Well, what do you expect?
What I expect, Brian, is that sooner or later you and your mother are going to realise that you can't come checking up on me every 5 minutes.
Where's Nicky?
He's at school. Where do you think he is? What are you doing?
You're not planning on going off with him?
With Nicky?
Ian.
Oh.
I gather he's asked you to marry him.
Wouldn't say that exactly. More a case of being willing to marry me. That's what I want.
And is it?
Sure your mother gave you a full report?
I want to hear it from you. Because I suppose what Eddie Man was taking you back to Australia, yeah?
Was it were?
And Nicky.
That's what's brought you charging round here. You thought we'd be here with our bags packed and a little note left for the milkman.
Yeah, well, it's possible.
It's not really, Brian.
I want to be sure, don't I? When I don't want to come round here and find the house empty and my son halfway across the world.
It's nice to know you have such faith in me.
I don't know what I've got faith in. Not anymore. You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. He's just playing up a bit. Or she is. Whichever.
Do you want me to get you anything?
Yeah, you can get me a cup of tea if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, aren't there rules about pregnant women on aeroplanes? I mean, even if I'd have wanted to go, they wouldn't have let me, would they?
You know, I am going to have to spend some money on advertising. I can't promise to keep coming up with scoops to get us free publicity.
We'll see how you go, shall we? You've done all right up to now, haven't you?
Hi.
Do you know who I've been talking to this morning?
No?
The chief fire officer. Well, he was doing most of the talking. I was doing the listening and the apologising.
Why?
Can't you guess?
No.
What is all this?
This story that he gave me in here, which he did to get some publicity. I knew that. And I didn't mind, providing I felt there was some semblance of truth in it. But no, there wasn't, was there?
Well, there was a fire.
A small
yeah.
fire. The family rang the fire brigade and left the house. Within 5 minutes, the fire brigade were there putting it out. There was no heroics. All this stuff about the daughter leading the family to safety.
She did notice the fire first.
And what the fire brigade particularly didn't like
Look,
was
it's
this.
basically true. I just dressed it up a bit, that's all.
And dress the children up as well.
The house was a blazing inferno by the time the fire brigade arrived. Now, they read that as implying they were slow to respond, negligent, even partly to blame for the kids being in danger, not that they were in any danger anyway.
Excuse me, do you want another bottle of what?
Not unless Ken's buying.
I don't see anything remotely amusing in this.
Oh, no, just do I know.
And I'm amazed that you should have such little regard for... All right, me, okay, that comes as no big surprise. But you should have such little regard for the truth that you'll bend it any way you want in order to sell a few bits of clothes.
Look, is this such a big deal?
Yes, it is. I'm responsible for what's published in here. I've got to carry the can for it.
It's not exactly the national press, is it?
No, well, I wouldn't expect you to understand, but you... I thought you'd still have some standards. Obviously not. Obviously you've learnt a lot since you started working in the rag trade.
Oh, dear.
You sure you're okay now?
It's nice of you to ask.
Oh, come off it, Gail. Not lost all shred of human sympathy. Let me go and see what it is.
Go, I'm only pregnant. Not lost the use of my legs.
After all, it's your house.
Oh,
I just called to say goodbye, and Brian's here. Yeah, I know, I saw his truck. And it gave me another reason for calling, really.
come in. It's Ian.
Like I say, it's your house.
Didn't reckon I was going to get to see you, Brian. I called at your garage, but that mate of yours didn't seem to know when you'd be back.
Surprised you want to.
Well, I didn't want to go without saying something.
Are you leaving from Manchester?
No, I'm going down to London and see if I can arrange a flight from there. Brian, Well, I know what you must think of me, and can't blame you. Thought the same about myself when I heard what had happened.
Save it. I'm going.
No, I wanted to see you.
Why? To make you feel happier. Then you can go back with a clear conscience.
Brian, just leave it.
Well, it's pathetic.
Just go if you're going.
Listen, I've told Gail I'll do anything I can to help out.
Oh, yeah? What? Like take my son away? I mean, you've already taken me away, now you come back to take my son as well, have you?
It's not like that at all.
You're damn right, because you're not going to take my son anyway. Do you hear me?
Brian?
Hey? Do you hear me?
Just come on, Brian. Just calm down. There's not like no need for that.
There's every bloody need.
Oh, Brian! Oh, stop it! Will you just stop it?
All right.
Just get out!
All right.
Get out!
Go in. I'll tell you what, though. I'm glad I saw him. I wouldn't have missed that for the world.
Hello? Anybody at home? I
Dr. Lau?
did not. Have him 40 weeks, were we?
Well, 20 happened.
So I let myself in. Old doctors have it, I'm afraid.
It's very nice to see you, Doctor. Won't you sit down?
Well, just for a moment, that's if you will.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Now, Mrs. Ogden, I won't beat about the bush. When I called yesterday to ask if you could give a hand, I found you had other arrangements, and your friend, who was here, suggested that you needed bucking up, that you're a bit under the weather.
Oh, but you see, I didn't even know you'd called. If I had...
No, wait. And this morning, Mrs. Lowther couldn't help but notice that you were a bit down, not your usual self. We both thought, oh, dear, this is our fault. We've been asking too much of you.
You don't want me to work for you anymore?
Of course we do. If you feel up to it, of course we do. But if you don't, and this is the point, if now at any time you feel a bit under the weather, then you must simply say so. And we'll have to muddle along as best we can until you feel able to take us on again. Yes?
Oh, yes. I mean, I did notice that Mrs. Lowther was looking at me this
Well,
morning.
she was concerned. She thought you'd been overdoing it. We both did.
There was me thinking, well, thinking all sorts.
So you promise that you'll tell us if things start to get a bit too much for you?
Oh, yes, if you promise not to take any notice of what my friend might say another time.
It's a deal.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, don't be. It's time I was making tracks.
Oh, this is the young lady of the married couple that lodges with me. Sally, this is Dr. Lowther.
Oh, hiya.
You know, you're every bit as pretty as Mrs. Ogden said you were.
Go on, you'll make me blush.
So I can tell Mrs. Lowther that you're fighting fit?
Well, I am now, even if I wasn't before. Thank you very much for calling, Doctor.
Bye, Mrs. Ogden.
Bye. Oh, well, there was me thinking you'd come to give me my cards.
What had he come for?
To see how I was feeling. And all this morning, when I thought Mrs. Lowther was looking at me because I'd let her down, she was only looking to see if I was poorly or not.
So you've forgiven Uncle Tom now, then, have you?
Well, I suppose I have, yeah. Well, I mean, I will do. If I see him again.
You all right?
No, not really. I think the baby's on its way.
What now?
A little earlier than planned, but I don't suppose he's got a calendar in there. I think you better ring for an ambulance.
Yeah. All right. What is it? 999?
No, there's a hospital number on the pad. Ring that. And you better ring Audrey. Her number's there too. Tell her what's happened and ask her to pick up Nicky, will you?
Yeah. All right.
I'll need an overnight bag. There's one ready packed upstairs.
Yeah, it's ringing.
That's for maternity.
Oh, hello. Can I have maternity, please?
Tell them I'm 35 weeks. And I think I'm going into labour.
It doesn't sound like Susan pulling a stunt like that.
Oh, well, I'm beginning to wonder. I mean, maybe she shares a lot more with Baldwin than I've been willing to recognise.
Do you reckon he put her up to it?
Well, I wish I could say that, but no, I don't. I think it was her own idea. Got the impression he didn't know what was going on. You know, after all I've done to stop her marrying him, I hate to say this, but looks like they're made for one another. Bye now.
See you, love.
That's Mrs. Prendergast Sordelhoff, if you like to
prices up. She doesn't say what size loaf she wants, so I'll give her a small one. It should be all right, though, unless she's got company.
Right.
Something wrong, love?
Oh, just Ken and Susan have had another falling out.
Oh, families, eh?
You'd think there'd have been a better way of arranging things if only God had put his mind to it.
You would, Afternoon.
Afternoon.
We just had a narrow do with that fella and all.
How do you mean?
I'll tell you when he's gone.
Just then, please.
Ah, that's 66, please, love.
I believe you had a visitor stop in last night.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, he's gone now, so I think it's best forgotten about, don't you?
Weren't we invited him?
Well, now, be fair, nobody invited him. You know, he came under his own steam and he's gone under it.
Well, so I'm not complaining. I quite enjoyed seeing him.
You saw him? Where was that?
Round at Gale's. He came to say his fond farewell, so I thumped him. He didn't have much to say to anybody after that. Ta-ra.
Oh, no, he can't be serious, can he?
Well, he sounded it.
I knew it. I told her this would happen.
This is Ian he's thumped, is it?
Well, let's just hope he's knocked some sense into him.
But in front of Gail, by the sounds of it. Let's just hope it's not upset her.
Well, there you go, mate. Thanks.
You'll be all right, Aunt, now, love. We'll have you there in no time.
And Audrey's picking up Nicky.
Yeah, she's taking him home with her.
Good.
Got everything now, have you?
I think so, yeah.
Tell you what, we'll take you down by Bell's Lane. It's still cobbles there. That'll fetch you on, no problem.
I don't think I'm going to need that.
Well, come on then, Dad. You're not copping out at this stage, are you?
No. No, of course not.
And there's more from Weatherfield tomorrow at 12 midday. And don't miss the omnibus. That's on Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock. Well, next up, Plus, we're off to Beckingdale for Emmerdale.